Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto was Foxin in Fullmetal Alchemist. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by RAW666 and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Humankind cannot gain anything without first giving something in return. To obtain something of equal value must be given. That is alchemy's first law of equivalent exchange. Too bad for us humans this is not the law of the world. Naruto Uzumaki Elric the Fullmetal Fox Alchemist. In the sewers, a young 6-year-old blonde-haired highly intelligent girl was running while clutching her right arm in pain. This girl had 3 whisker marks on each cheek and had 2 different color eyes, one yellow and one blue. The girl had just escaped from a mob that tried to kill her. She was confused and angry while trying to figure out why they attack her, as if she had done something wrong. The girl's name was Naruto Uzumaki, the most hated girl in Konoha, and she finally stopped running to take a breather. Goddamn idiots, and where are the Anbu that are supposed to be watching over me? Old man said they were supposed to protect me. Naruto then grabbed onto the kunai in her arm, pulled it out while giving a terrible scream. After pulling out the kunai, she quietly talked to herself. Those civilians and those 2 idiotic shinin just threw 20 kunai at my head and only hit me once in my arm. Their aim is worse than a 3-year-old. Naruto then examined the kunai and noticed it had some clear liquid on it. Great, looks like it's poison. It was probably meant to be an instant kill. Naruto, with her one arm, carefully wrapped up the kunai with a torn cloth and put it in her pocket. Naruto then got up with her one good arm on a lever on the wall. She pushed it and a secret door opened to an empty chamber. The chamber smelled like it has not been used for thousands of years. It was a multi-chamber room, obviously meant to be a safe house but was never finished. It was mostly empty with dust except one room that had several hundred dusty tattered books. After looking around, Naruto began to smile sadly. Well, happy birthday, looks like I found my new home. Good thing too, my apartment keeps on getting vandalizing. Naruto then walked through the sewers until she reached a manhole she calculated to be next to the Hokage Tower. Naruto climbed out and dashed to the tower. In the tower was an old man in white robes, doing the last bit of paperwork when he heard commotion outside. Hey brat, what are you doing here? It is after hours. Please, I need to see the old man. The old man then heard a thump. But God, Lord Hokage. A shinin with large burnt scar on his left cheek ran and burst in. It is Naruto, she is badly hurt. In the shinin's arms was a girl with a limp right arm. Righto, get my personal doctor here as soon as possible. The Hokage was shocked, yet angry at Naruto's condition, especially the nasty wound in Naruto's right arm. Yes, Lord Hokage. Radio left via body flicker to get the Hokage's personal doctor. Naru, are you okay? The Hokage asked while she sat up in a couch in the office. Not really. Naruto handed the Hokage the kunai that had stabbed her. The kunai is poisoned. There are close to 20 more thrown around the streets and I bet there is poison on them too. You know, the standards must have come down if I only get hit by one kunai thrown by from 2 shinin and their civilian mob. This is the new poison stolen from Anko a week ago. She never got to test it out so I don't know what it does. Then the Hokage clicked onto what Naruto had said. Wait, you said it was in the streets so where the hell were my Anbu? If they're under Dog's command, they probably just sat back and watched her even set this up. The mob was very well organized, too organized for 2 stupid shinin. After Naruto's explanation, a busty elderly woman named Abashi Shiori came in. She quickly ran to Naruto with a panicking expression. Naru, what happened? You know how it is, Doc. Idiots can't seem to leave me alone. Abashi then examined Naruto's arm and was saddened by what she saw. Rather than beat around the bush, Abashi gave Naruto what she would wanted. The blunt truth. Naruto, I am sorry, but your arm is too damaged and I can't seem to get the poison out and even with your special healing abilities, it won't stay within your arm for long. It would spread to the rest of your body. So I am afraid that I am going to have to knock you out and then amputate your arm. Are you sure? The Hokage asked. Yes, even Lady Tsunade couldn't fix this, Abashi answered the Hokage. I understand. I guess it is just my luck. Well at least Anko finds out she created a very effective poison, Naruto bitterly said before she went limp because of Abashi using 4 sleep jutsu. She then began to cry as she formed chakra scalpels to cut Naruto's arm off on the floor since she was not sure if she could make it to the operating room in time. Sarutobi was staring in horror and planning to make sure everyone who was responsible was punished. Break. Naruto woke up in a damp and cold sewer, wondering why she was dreaming of a sewer. Naruto kept walking around until she reached huge gates through which golden eyes were staring at her. Welcome Naruto. I have been waiting for you for a long time. I think I hit my head. I am hearing little voices in my head. Naruto said bluntly. Then appeared a giant red and gold fur fox which barked at Naruto, "Who are you calling an insignificant mitigate, you pipsqueak?" "I am not a microscopic pipsqueak, you oversized fur coat," Naruto snapped without fear because she did not believe she was in danger. After all, this was her mind. The fox was about to retort but stopped to catch itself. "Sorry, I wasn't always this big. In fact, I was short for my age and had a hot temper, something that you have apparently absorbed from my human part." "Human part? Who are you?" Naruto asked as she realized it is not a dream. "My name was Edward Elric, the Fullmetal Alchemist. However, I then transformed into a demon and became what you know as the Kyuubi no Kitsune." Ed then got a big smile, "But I prefer if you would call me Ed. The Kyuubi aren't you supposed be dead and not in my head?" "No, I was put in here by your father." Naruto took a second to figure out how her father was. "My father is the fourth Hokage." Naruto then paused for a moment in shock with her heart racing until she began to think about it. "Makes sense, since I look like him." Then after a few seconds of silence, Naruto asked, "So why did you attack Konoha?" "Well kid, pull up a stump and I have a tale to tell you." A stump appeared and Naruto sat down as Ed told his tale. "It started when I was human and came here from another world. There were these people from a society known as the Thule Society and they planned to harm my home. To stop them I went to the gate that connected our worlds called the Gate of Truth and the Gate of Alchemy. I closed them to save my world. However, I later found out that closing the gates caused the energy to jump into me, giving me something that can be considered the ultimate punishment. Immortality. 100 years later, and Brother Al, who also came with me, died." There was moment of silence as Ed let a tear fall. "Then the world entered what was called World War III. In my entire life, I had never seen so much destruction. In a year, most of the major cities were destroyed and 900 million were dead. To escape this war, possibly bring my brother back and escape immortality, I reopened the gates using science instead of alchemy. It worked. The gates reopened and alchemy was introduced to the world. However, the energy changed me into a fox demon that froze my body for 2 years and awakened chakra within people. While my body was frozen, a madman used alchemy and the principle of nuclear weaponry. This madman used something similar to fellow alchemist ability, Mustang, to create a fiery explosion with a snap of a finger. However, instead of producing fire, he set off nuclear explosions by splitting atoms left and right." Ed paused to allow Naruto's shock and fear to wear off. "Eventually I regained control of my body and stopped him. Unfortunately, the old civilizations before yours were destroyed and world had burned. After the incident, I collected or destroyed all records of alchemy once I restore the planet. Several years later, humanity got back on their feet and I began to research on how to end my immortality for 500 years without success. One day, a snake ninja took my research and I tracked him down to this village. I tried to talk to them, but your village ninja attacked me with a few air rank jutsu and the like. It hurt, so I retaliated by mostly swiping them out of the way, sometimes killing them by mistake. Eventually, the fourth Hokage, your father, showed up and then imprisoned me and you." After a moment of silence, the Kyuubi then said, "I am sorry, kid. It is my fault that you had to suffer in life and you have to pay for my sins." Instead of getting angry, Naruto got up, ran through the bars that were big enough to let her through and hugged one of Ed's legs without an ounce of fear. "It is okay Ed, I forgive you." "Humph. Kids," Kyuubi grunted with a shrug with his shoulders. "Now on the flip side, you said I assimilated some of your human aspects. Which of them are mine and which of them are yours?" Naruto asked. "The ones you assimilated from me is your love of red and science, your increased intelligence, smart-ass attitude, and issues with hide and needles," Kyuubi answered Naruto. "So, what now?" Naruto asked. "Well, talk to your Hokage and tell that I am going to teach you how to replace your arm with a metal one called Automail and also teach you alchemy. But first you need to wake up." Break. Naruto woke up on the couch in the Hokage's office. Naruto was feeling a little giddy and felt a little light on her right side. She felt around to feel she had no right arm. She remembered she had no arm and silently cried inside. At the Hokage's desk were the Hokage and Abashi hard at work, sorting out the mess and dealing with the Chunin's execution. They stopped their work when Naruto called out in a small voice, "Old man." "Naru, are you okay?" Hokage asked. "As well as can be expected, considering everything that happened." Naruto looked away in shame before looking into the Hokage's eye. "Old man, I need to know something. Why didn't you tell me about the Kyuubi?" The Hokage was in shock only for a moment before he looked Naruto in the eye. "How do you know about the Kyuubi?" Naruto then explained everything she had experienced in her mind and her conservation. The Hokage was enraged, for he recognized the snake ninja, but he then became thoughtful for a moment. Ibashi meanwhile took in all the information and asked, "Are you sure that he can teach you to replace your arm?" That is what he claims, Naruto said while sipping some tea with her left arm carefully, trying not to spill her tea on herself. I feel I can trust him and he is sincere. I think it is best we keep it low-key at the moment and start your ninja training earlier than planned if your arm can be restored. The Hokage stated. Yeah, can't let the civilian council know and try to cut me out of the program, Naruto sighed. Oh, before I forget, I found a new safe place to stay since my apartment is not safe at the moment. I'd like 2 weeks to fix it up since no one been there for years. Sure, you can move to this place. I'll get some Anbu that are under Ikkyuki's command to gather your stuff later, the Hokage told Naruto who still looked uneasy. The Bashi reassured Naruto, don't worry Naruto, Ikkyo and her squad always helps you. In fact, Ikkyo tried to adopt you with her boyfriend Haddock, but the civilian council always stopped her. Naruto nodded her head as she remembered the purple hair Anbu who always helped her. Thanks old man, Doc. Naruto then looked down. Old man, Ed told me about my father but not my mother. So, can you tell me about her and where she is? Your mom's name was Kushina Uzumaki and she was killed the day you were born. It was indicated that it was hidden rock forces that killed her, Hokage answered Naruto with some skepticism. You think it was someone else? Naruto asked the Hokage as she noticed the Hokage's tone. Yes, a rival of mine named Dansm. He used to run an Anbu operation called Root that is supposed to be disbanded, the Hokage had explained. The Bashi noticed Naruto's scowl and asked, you've met him before? No, but I did meet a few of his Root as they tried to recruit me by any means short of kidnapping. That included trying to gain favor or strong-arming me by causing a few small demon hut riots that were big enough to be threat but small enough to be stopped before they could do any damage, Naruto answered a now very red, a very angry Hokage with a Bashi following. After the Hokage and Abashi calmed down, the Hokage then asked something that been bothering him, so Naruto, how's the Ed going to teach you? I'm not sure, Naruto, answered the Hokage. Hey, Kid Ed spoke to Naruto in his mind. Ed? Naruto thought. No, it's the Easter Bunny. Yes, it's I. Tell your Hokage this. After an awkward silence, Naruto then told the Hokage, old man, Ed said he is going to implant specific knowledge into my head about alchemy and automail. How you know that he won't try to add anything to change you? Hokage asked. He says I have already been influenced mentally by him already. However, he promises as a demon lord that the only thing he will implant is knowledge on alchemy and automail since I already have the intelligence for alchemy. He also says that you can use a mind walker like the Yamanaka clan to be sure. No, I don't think that is necessary. A demon lord promise is more trustworthy than a ninja's promise to not betray their comrades. The Hokage then got up and ordered Abashi to get Naruto some food while he dealt with things. The Hokage walked out of the room to call out 3 Anbu, Rabbit, Ox, Captain Ikkyo. 2 male Anbu and a female purple-haired Anbu captain appeared via body flicker. Rabbit and Ox, I want you to go to Naruto's house to retrieve anything of value, even if it is damaged. I also want you to pick up some bedrolls for Naruto to sleep in and some food too. I want this all in 2 ceiling scroll. Rabbit and Ox jumped off to Naruto's apartment. Ikkyo, I want you to go to the library and copy down any academy and genin information on ninja training and anything you think she may need. Ikkyo left in a flash of light. Dog, Kakashi. A man with a dog mask and silver gravity-defying hair stepped out of the shadows. Why did you form that mob to attack Naruto? I didn't. Kakashi never finished as the Hokage grabbed Kakashi and slammed him to the wall hard despite his old age. Kakashi's mask fell off and revealed a man with his left eye covered and he wore a mask. Don't take me for a fool, Kakashi, the Hokage threatened Kakashi as he tightened his grip with chakra to navigate the pain. You were the one signed onto guard duty, you were spotted near Anko's apartment the day her poison disappeared and like Naruto said, the mob was too organized for 2 of the stupidest chunin I've ever seen to lead. Therefore, all evidence suggests that you are the one responsible for Minato's daughter losing her arm. You lie, she is not Sensei's daughter, Kakashi stated before the Hokage threw him, a full-grown man, like a rag doll across the hall, while chakra was coursing through the Hokage's body to relieve pain and increase strength. Note. Think Yoda. Kakashi, your punishment is that you are stripped of your Black Ops Anbu rank and demoted to Special Chunin for 4 years. After 4 years, you may rise to Chunin rank but will never be an Anbu again. But Hokage-sama, Kakashi protested. The only reason I don't fire you is because of my respect to your father and certain members of the council, so be grateful, Hokage snapped as Kakashi backed away from a Hokage who looked like flames were dancing around him. Ibiki, a scarred man appeared through the shadows upon the Hokage orders. Interrogate Kakashi's former team to sniff out those who have been disloyal to me. Have Anko help you out as well and tell her they hurt Naruto with her poison. Any who took pleasure in hurting Naruto are to be stripped of their rank and discharge. Yes, sir. Ibiki then left the room through the shadows. The Hokage then sighed as he returned to watch Naruto eat a ramen to the last bit slowly, rather than the quick slurp. You need to eat healthier food, Ibashi pointed out. Find people who sell me non-rotten food and I'll buy it from them, Naruto snapped. Besides, it is good food. Sorry, Ibashi replied sheepishly. So, how would you perform this alchemy to fix your arm? Don't know, I need to be asleep for it to be downloaded into my mind, Naruto answered with a mouthful. I think you will do fine, Sarutobi commented. Hey, old man, Naruto gave him a messy notebook. Here is a list of materials I need to build an arm. Can I get this stuff by the end of the week? Okay, but why not all of this now? The Hokage asked. Well, I figure that it takes time to get enough metal and I need to practice alchemy first before I try it. Then, the three Anbu appeared via body flicker with 3 scrolls. Thank you, Anbu, you may go. The Hokage then gave the 3 scrolls to Naruto. She left to get some sleep and started her training the next day. Break. In a dark room, a purple-haired woman, whose hair was tied like a pineapple and wearing little to no clothing, was standing over the guilty party of Kakashi's team. So, you steal from me and use my poison to hurt a little girl. Do you have any shame? I hope you enjoyed your sex life and your sanity, because after today, you will have neither if I have any say about it. Which unfortunately for you all, I do. Anko then grabbed a blade with glee and walked to a bunch of screaming Anbu. Outside, Ibiki was talking to a man with brown hair. I feel a little sorry for them. Are you sure those are the only traitors, Yamato? Yes, the Anbu replied, they are Kakashi's personal buddies and they are always happy when they are assigned to guard Naruto. She always gets hurt when they guard her and I've tried to reprimand them many times, only for Kakashi to claim that he has already reprimanded them himself and the civilian council closes the case. Well, the council can't save them today, Ibiki said as Anko destroyed their reproductive organs and drove them insane, while they gave blood-curdling screams and begged for mercy, even when Anko had finished with them. Looked like those ex-shinobi would be heading to the funny farm instead of the streets where they could cause more harm to one little girl. Break. It has been 9 days and Naruto was getting ready to restore her arm. She had drawn a huge circle on the floor and was getting ready for the pain that Ed said would come. Ready for me to use your girlfriend's invention. Yep, I think Winery would be proud. Naruto then activated the circle in the process and things were going well until an energy well started to appear and began to swallow Naruto. No, something wrong, deactivates the circle quickly. Ed said frantically, but it was too late. Naruto could only watch as the light swallowed her whole. Break. Meanwhile, the Hokage was worrying as a blinding white light from the heavens appeared and hit the ground. The energy was so huge that it was causing a panic. A storm appeared around the white light and red lighting was striking around the ground, oddly enough not causing damage. This storm is unnatural, the Hokage commented out loud. Sir, is the Kyuubi escaping? Yujito asked. No, this is not the Kyuubi. It is something else, the Hokage answered. Do you know where Naru lives? Ibashi asked. No, she is supposed to by the end of the week. The Hokage answered Ibashi. I hope she is alright. Ibashi stated and the Hokage silent hoped so too. Break. Naruto found herself in front of a huge gate while in a place that infinitely white. The gate opened to reveal a swirl of energy surrounded by a dark creature. Naruto called out, hello Ed. Are you here? You know Ed? A voice called out from the gates and startled Naruto. He is my friend and has been teaching me alchemy, Naruto answered. Aha, Ed got an apprentice. The world has come to an end. Well, let us take a look at you. The voice was silent only for a moment. Short, blonde, obnoxious my god, you are like a female version of Ed. You even look like him except with feminine features. I wonder if you are a descendant. Come closer, girl, and tell me your name. Naruto stepped closer and yelled, my name is Naruto Uzumaki and I will be great one day. Naru, I am impressed by you and I am going to give you some gifts. I am sure you and the runt Ed will get a bang out them. Multiple black tendrils lashed at her and she screamed at pain. They then let go of her and she panted. The gate smugly said, it's time to return to your world. Good luck Fullmetal Fox Alchemist. Oh, and please give a message from me. Tell Ed that Roy says hello and hopes you are doing well. Break. Naruto woke up in the room she had started out in. She groaned as she got her body off the ground. She then put her hands on her head due to the throbbing headache when she noticed she had 2 hands. She looked at her right arm to see she had an automale arm. In an excitement and adrenaline rush, she ignored the pain her head was producing and jumped around in excitement. I did it, I did it. Think again, idiot, a blonde 2-tailed fox with red stripes snapped at Naruto. Ed-sensei? Naruto asked. Look what you did. Ed yelled. However, Naruto could not help it and started to laugh out loud. Ed did not take this too kindly. So Ed attacked Naruto. No, not face. Then there was some ripping of clothing. "No, you pervert." Naruto screamed as she threw Ed off. Naruto clapped her hands and slammed them on the ground. The ground erupted and two rock hands grabbed Ed and held him in the air. Both Naruto and Ed were shocked, but Ed quickly regained his senses to ask, "How the hell did you this?" "I don't know, but it's cool," Naruto replied when she returned to her senses too. She clapped her hands to bring Ed back down and returned the ground to normal. "You've seen the gate of truth," Ed stated. "So that was the gate. Interesting in a freaky kind of way," Naruto commented mostly to herself. "It said it would give me gifts and I guess that this is what it meant. Oh, by the way, Roy said hi and hopes you are doing well." Roy Mustang said hello and asked how I'm how. "He is dead and a bastard." Ed yelled in a panic. "I don't know. When the gates opened, this voice talked to me and called you a runt." Naruto stopped due to Ed's rant about being called small. Naruto continued when Ed stopped. "Then he would give me some gifts we would get a bang out of and called me the Fullmetal Fox Alchemist." Ed then looked over Naruto and saw Mustang's gloves on the ground and Naruto's left arm with tattoos along her arm. Ed then looked at Naruto to say, "Well, I think we are in trouble." It had been 5 days since the light appeared and Naruto finally showed up to the Hokage to tell him what happened. "So let me get this straight, that flash of light was the gates of truth communicating to you to give you a bunch of gifts while you replace your arm. And you have now come to the tower after figuring out what all of your gifts with Ed's help," Hokage summed up with a headache forming and Ibashi staring there in amazement. "Yeah, that sums it up, except that they let Ed out." The Hokage nearly panicked until Naruto calmed him down. "Don't worry, old man. Ed is the size of a small puppy and is so cute. I wish I could bring him here and show you all, but I am afraid your guards would attack him." The Hokage paled at the fact Naruto was acting for the first time like a little girl. Ibashi got around asking, "So Naruto, how did you getting those clothes?" Naruto was wearing black clothing with orange outlines on each side. She also wore a black trench coat with a red alchemy symbol on the back. She also wore black boots with red laces and black gloves with a red alchemy symbol on them and metal tips where her fingernails were. "Oh, I snuck out of the village and went to a nearby trading town and returned home with ease." "You snuck out of the village? How could you be so irresponsible?" Ibashi yelled at Naruto. "Well, I needed some good quality clothing and wasn't sure with this village. Also, I found some good food stores that were willing to sell to me so I don't have to depend on ramen like you wanted," Naruto answered while trying to calm Ibashi. The Hokage was pissed and clenched his teeth, not at the fact Naruto left town, but because she was able to sneak past his own ninja. "Okay, I understand, but from now on, I'd like Ibashi to travel with you," the Hokage stated. "Will do, old man," Naruto replied with a salute and a smile to Ibashi. "So, Naruto, what are these gifts the gates have given you?" the Hokage asked. "Well, it gave me my ability to perform alchemy without a transmutation circle." Naruto clapped her hands, changed her arm into a sword and then returned it back to normal. "Ed also thinks it can be passed down genetically but won't be able to know until at a much older age like 12 to 16. The gates gave me from Ed's past Scar's arm to decompose anything, Ed's brother Al's ability to animate suits of armor with his soul divide technique and Roy's fire alchemy." The Hokage was about to light his pipe but Naruto tried to with snap of her fingers to light it but instead blew it up. "Sorry, old man." "She has the will of fire," the Hokage though as he got out his spare pipe. "Don't do that again please. Anything else you got from the gates?" "Yes. I also have gifts from the 7, Naruto answered the Hokage. "Who are the 7? Hokage asked. "The 7 are artificial homunculi that were created by human transmutation, the forbidden art of alchemy. They are highly intelligent, super strong, and almost immortal. They also regenerate even if their head was blown off as long as a piece of red stone remains, and so do they. They do not have soul and were forced to wander for all eternity. The only way to kill them is weakening them by remains of humans they were animated from or the use alchemy transmutation circles enact." "How horrible," Ibashi commented. "Yes, but I was given their gifts without any consequences which also can be passed down genetically." Naruto then changed to the Hokage before turning back. "I gain Envy, the first homunculus, and Ed's half-brother's ability to shape-shift to any living being for 6 to 10 hours. It is a complete change, but because I am not a homunculus, it cannot be permitted unless I want to die from excruciating pain." Naruto then pulled out a kunai and tried to stab her left hand, but her skin was too hard to break yet soft enough to keep the kunai intact. "I gained from Greed, the second homunculus created and someone who respected Ed, the ultimate shield. My skin is now as thick as light armor. However, it is not as strong as Greed's so I can die with a strong enough thrust, but it is a lot harder to kill me." Naruto then pulled out through the metal tips of the gloves, long black blade fingernails. "From Lust I gained the abilities to turn my nails into blades that can cut through anything. I also have the most control over this ability because she was created by Scar's brother as he tried to bring back his lover and she was later an ally of Ed in the end. Naruto then pulled out some water and changed it multiple shapes. The last ability I gained was from Sloth, Ed's creation when he tried to resurrect his mom, and like Lust's ability, I also have the most control since she did care for Ed in the end. I have the ability to control water outside of people's bodies to do whatever I want as long as I concentrate. I didn't gain Pride's ultimate eye which is like the Byakugan and Sharingan on steroids because Roy was the one to kill him. I also did not get Gluttony's ability to eat anything and everything because I am not a homunculus. Finally Wrath, who was created by Ed's teacher as she tried to bring back her son, abilities are the same as Ed's transmutation without a circle since it uses Ed's arm and leg to make himself so I don't think I got his. However, I did become stronger, faster, and I can heal just as fast as when Ed was in me. The Hokage then got to thinking when Naruto asked, so, what now? For now, we tell the council that the Kyuubi has awoken a bloodline in you and can now perform because the Kyuubi is gone and that bloodline allows you to replace your arm. They will assume that the light was the Kyuubi dying, the Hokage replied. A lie? Naruto asked. An omission with a little white lie, the Hokage answered. Old man, I need to learn my abilities so I need to train on my own. Naruto told the Hokage. What about the academy? You do need to learn everything from them, the Hokage told Naruto. Naruto flinched and told the Hokage, I have already learned everything up to academy level. Naruto. How? Itachi asked. Naruto went through several hand signs and called out shadow clone jutsu to produce several solid clones. Ikao always did like me and when you said quote, anything you think she needs she slipped in a few A to C rank jutsu, including the shadow clone, and revealed the secret to knowing anything the clones learn. So I used it for the past 5 days to not only figure my abilities out but also produce 600 clones a day. You do the math. I probably could take the test now and become a genin. Naruto rubbed the back of her head to say, sorry. You know, this is maybe what we need. Hokage stated. What are you talking about? Naruto asked with Itachi wondering the same thing. Well, we can say that because of your bloodline and use of shadow clones, this makes you too valuable to be sent to the academy. Then, we can send you to do any field of missions and the civilian council cannot touch you. I can even promote you to special genin now to get it over with. This sounds an awful like the state alchemist post Ed works at. Ed is going to blow a gazette but the chance to be a ninja and escape the civilian council is too great to ignore, Naruto thought before she replied. Sure, but only if I am answerable to only you. Agreed, but you are going to need a team. So how do we pick? The Hokage asked himself. How about this, you set up a tournament to pick a future team for young Naruto to have. Then have Naruto watch over them to pick one she can trust, Itachi suggested. That is not a bad idea and we can have it by next month. First, Naruto, you need to get a physical. After the physical, we check out your new home. Hokage stated while he arranged things. I need to check out your tattoo and changes to your genetic material. Also, you are going to need your annual shots, Itachi stated which caused Naruto pale. Itachi was chuckling evilly while she dragged Naruto out of the room, who was screaming out, leave me alone, you vampire. Her nails dug into the wood but too bad for her, as her nails could cut through anything. The Hokage was thanking the heavens Naruto forgot she could do alchemy. Break. After the physical was over and some very sharp needles were used, Naruto was leading the group to the safe house through the sewers. They finally reached the room to see a very clean and restored room filled with furniture that looked brand new. You've been busy, the Hokage stated. Well, with alchemy, multiple clones, and too weak, it allowed me a lot of time to clean this place up, Naruto replied before calling out, Ed, get down here, we have guests and be sure to be decent. Hold your high horse kid, I am coming, Ed said as he walked down. Itachi gave out a squeal before scooping up Ed in her arms and rubbing his belly. Oh, Naruto, you were so right. He is so cute. Naruto smiled at the Hokage who picked out a book. He realized he could not read it. Don't try, old man, most of those books are written in English, the old language of the world. Naruto then pointed to a smaller bookshelf. Those are written in both Chinese and Japanese. So that is your best bet. The Hokage did and found one called The History of the World since 2040 AD. He realized that it was a book set in the distant past and as a history buff, he couldn't stop reading. Meanwhile, Itachi was making it over to the fridge and found it mostly empty, but found a cookbook with a page on preparing a baked chicken. Itachi gave a smile. Looks like you need to stock up, but I am glad to see you eating things other than ramen. Yeah, I found out that while ramen is good, it tastes better as a treat once in a while, Naruto admitted. However, I'd still like to go with you to make sure you eat the proper amount, Itachi added. Okay, I was planning pick some food up soon, Naruto told Itachi. That's good. Oh Naruto, I want you return to my office every week so I can test your abilities, especially when you get your team, the Hokage stated before returning to his book. Team? Ed asked as he got out of Ibashi arms as she prepared a list. Yeah, I will be Hidden Leaf's new ninja and First Leaf's alchemist. My code name will be the nickname that Roy gave me, the Fullmetal Fox Alchemist. However, Ed did not take Naruto's explanation well and moved closer. Old man, help me. You say something. The Hokage asked as he returned his attention to the world. He got worried when Ed jumped her. No, not there, they're still growing, you pervert. Naruto yelled. Break. It has been a very busy month for Naruto training with Ed. She also had been traveling to a neighboring town every 2 weeks with Ibashi. During that time, some route were waiting at the gates, but she slipped by them using alchemy. Meanwhile, the Hokage was dealing with council since part of them wanted Naruto to become breeding stock. The civilian council did anyway, but they no longer had any say in Naruto's life. The shinobi part of the council wanted to wait and see what Naruto could do. Now the month was up and Naruto was sitting in private indoor arena with the Hokage, Ibashi and Ed in Ibashi's arms. Down in the arena stands on both sides were Chunin and Jinnin waiting for the Hokage. Welcome, contests to this arena. As some of you may or may not know, Naruto Uzumaki had recently been exorcised of the Kyuubi. The Hokage stopped to allow the murmurs in the crowd. Because of this, Naruto has awakened several bloodlines and thus is too valuable to be left in civilian hands. Therefore, I decided it was best for her to skip the academy and be put in the field after a year of training. So we are here to decide who will help her training and become a team answerable only to me. The black-haired man with a black beard named Asuma Sarutobi asked the Hokage, so Pop, what makes her so special that she can skip the academy and become a ninja? Naruto, why don't you show them what your abilities can do, the Hokage told Naruto. Okay, Naruto replied. Naruto then walked down to the arena, clapped her hands, and slammed them to the ground. Then blue energy flowed around the ground before a statue of a huge sword-wielding creature was created. My bloodline deal with the power of alchemy. The ability to deconstruct and reconstruct anything I want as long I have enough material and time. For instance, I can't make a single paper clip into a kunai. Naruto then got a handful out and clapped on them to produce a kunai. But I can with a handful, and it will be just as sharp as you get out of a store if not sharper. Naruto then slammed the kunai in the ground. That's fine and all, but how does that work for combat? A dark-tanned man with reddish-blue hair named Inferno Prior asked. This. Naruto then snapped her fingers and the statue exploded, scaring the hell out of the contestants. This is just an example of what alchemy can do in combat. I only limited by my imagination. Of course, the rest of my bloodlines are just as deadly. Naruto's black fingernails stabbed a rock and when she spread her hands out, the rock was destroyed. The rest, I am going to leave to your imagination. The ones who are picked to be a part of my team will get to see all I can do. Naruto then clapped her hands and restored the ground as if nothing had happened. That is impressive, Naru-chan. Naruto turned around to a pale-skinned man with black eyes and black hair that Naruto recognized. Weasel-kun, what are you doing here? Naruto asked with happy surprise. Me and Ikao had to come to see how you are doing and join in the completion, Itachi Uchiha, Aka Weasel, stated to Naruto while pointing to Ikao, who waved at Naruto. Well then, I hope you do well, Naruto stated while waving back with a smile. She then returned to the Hokage. Alright, let us start these matches, the Hokage stated, while abroad above them flashed through several names. It stopped with Chunin Ibiki Marino vs Chunin Sanaruho. Ibiki walked down while a bunch of Chunins gathered around the one who was going to face Ibiki to say sorry to him. The match started and then ended with Ibiki's wires catching him and pinning him to the ground. Ibiki was declared the winner. Naruto whispered to the Hokage, I think he will do. Then came two Chunin, who bored everyone to tears, the fight was long and pointless. Their taijutsu was sloppy. Then Naruto noticed something. The first Chunin's guard is too high. The Hokage had noticed it too, but asked Naruto, how do you know that, Naruto? Kid's got photographic memory. She needs to just see it once and practice it enough to learn it, Ed answered the Hokage, while the second Chunin punched the other in the ribs. Ibashi cringe. The next match was Chunin Itachi Uchiha vs Chunin Ikao Yuzuki. The two got into a stance and pulled out two swords to attack each other with ferocity. They also threw a few jutsus, but nothing too flashy. In the end Ikao submitted to Itachi's well-placed demonic illusion. Hellish nightmare jutsu Jinjutsu. Can I also pick the loser, old man? Naruto asked the Hokage. You may, the Hokage answered Naruto. I'd like to add Ikao and Itachi, Naruto stated. So you can add your boyfriend. Ibashi said to tease Naruto. He is not my boyfriend, Naruto answered with a blush from her face from embarrassment. I do see Weasel-kun as a big brother more than anything, Naruto stated. The broad then read special Chunin Anko Mitarashi vs Chunin Mizuki. Ibashi started to laugh more because of Anko's attire, attitude, which made Naruto's eyes develop stars. The fight was quick because of Anko's serpent style and her snakes pinning the silver-haired Chunin down. Anko was added to the list. Then there was an Anbu with a sparrow mask and a symbol Na versus special Chunin Kakashi. The match was also long, but Kakashi was also making it flashy with his lighting and fire jutsus. Naruto frowned at the two and the Hokage noticed. Not going to add them to the list. Yeah, they are too flashy for my taste and I can't trust the root members and dog, Naruto stated with disgust. The match ended with a root on the floor twitching. The board revealed the next match was Chunin Hana Inuzuka, a brown-haired wild girl with red marking versus a mother Chunin. The match was quick because Hana and her three huge dogs took the Chunin down in precision. She was also added to the list. You think she will judge? Naruto asked Ed about Hana. No, I don't think she will, Ed replied. 1 hour. It has been an hour and 7 others joined the list. First 2 were Chunin Inferno and Chunin Asuma. The next was a red-eyed, black-haired female Chunin named Kurenaiki and a sickly brown-haired male Chunin named Jekmhade. The final 3 and most surprising were the clan heads. Shiki Nara who has brown hair tied into the shape of a pineapple and multiple scars. Next was Wolf Dreamer who had multiple hair colors and had purple eyes with gold slits. The final was Raven Roth, a blackish blue-haired woman with purple eyes. Alright, the ones I called off may stay while the others leave. There were murmurs going on until it was quickly silenced with killing intent. This is a competition, not a show-off. Now please step forward, Chunin Ibiki Marino and Special Chunin Anko Midarashi. The two stepped forward with a wide berth given by the others in fear. Next, Chunin Itachi Uchiha and Chunin Ikao Yazuki steps forward. Itachi stepped forward with a smile and Ikao with a shocked expression. Chunin Hana Inuzuka, Chunin Inferno Prior and Chunin Asuma Sarutobi stepped forward. They stepped up with Hana yelling, "Ha, in your faces you lazy bastards." Hokage then continued the list, next are Chunin Kurenai Iki and Chunin Jekmhade. Jekm walked up coughing while Kurenai had shock written on her face. And finally Shiki Nara, Wolf Dreamer and Raven Roth stepped forward. There were people muttering why 3 clan heads were here. That is all. Now the rest of you leave, the Hokage commanded, but one person challenged him. Hokage-sama, why wasn't I called? Kakashi asked. 2 reasons, dog. I do not trust you after what you did and you were too flashy. I thought they taught Black Ops Anbus to not be flashy and just get the job done, Naruto answered for the Hokage. I wasn't asking you. Kakashi yelled. Might as well, she is the one who picks who stays and who goes and I agree with her decisions. Now Kakashi, get out. The Hokage ordered Kakashi and he quickly retreated, remembering what the Hokage did to him a month ago. So you picked us because we weren't flashy? Kurenai asked in surprise. Yes. You see, I do believe in showing off to get people to back off or convince them to join you as I did in the beginning. However, I do not want to be or need people who are flashy to get the job done. Especially in espionage missions which my abilities are best suited in, Naruto explained while everyone nodded in agreement. Now then, we still needed to narrow the list down to 2 people. So, Naruto, what do you have planned for the next round? The Hokage asked Naruto. We're not fights the youngling are we? Wolf Dreamer asked with a twitch. And get my butt kicked? Hell no, Naruto stated before she clapped her hands and formed a suit of armor appeared. You will be fighting him. The armor raised its head up and said in a childish voice, hello, my name is Al. Everyone was shocked, but not more so than Ed, who yelled out, what the hell? Al. Hey big bro, long time no see. Al rubbed the back of his head as Ed jumped him with joy. Hokage-sama, how is that fox talking? Hana asked in wonder. It is the Kyuubi, Wolf Dreamer answered Hana as he could sense the Kyuubi spirit. What? How? Asuma asked in a near panic. What I am about to tell you is S-class secret. The Hokage then started to explain Naruto and Ed's story with them adding a detailer too. So my former sensei and our border happy patrol idiots is the reason why we lost 400 shinobi and the 4th Hokage. Anko yelled out with everyone becoming equally angry. Sorry, Ed said with sorrow and everyone quickly changed his or her mood with a saddened expression. Cheer up. We understand it is not your fault, Ibashi explained while petting. Besides, you are too cute to be a danger. Everyone except Itachi laughed at Ibashi's statement and the females secretly agreed. Troublesome. I need to tell this to my teammates Shimza Akimichi and Inoichi Yamanaka since they need to know, Shikamaru are alright, but no one else without my say-so, is that understood? The Hokage stressed with everyone agreeing. Not to change the subject or anything. Al. Why are you here now of all times? You died, Ed asked while holding back the pain. I am here because I was lonely in the gate and wanted to see my big bro again and see my new sister, Al told Ed as he pulled Naruto into a hug much to her embarrassment. The females awed. Also, thanks to the gates, I was able to come here, but it just took a while. Alright, enough mushiness, you've got to fight now, Al, Naruto told Al as he let go. Do I have to? I just got back, Al asked in shock. Please. Naruto then gave the most pathetic puppy eyes. Alright, I will do it, Al stated. Good. Ibiki, why don't you go first? Also, don't hold back. Al can't die or leave a bloody mess, Naruto told Ibiki and then looked at Al. No alchemy, you just fight hand to be fair. Al nodded his head yes. Ibiki smirked, got out his ninja wire and went on the assault. The fight lasted a while as Wire whipped around and Al invaded and got close enough to punch him. Eventually Ibiki caught Al into his wire and said, "Welcome to the shredder, kid." The armor was torn to pieces to reveal that it was empty. Many were surprised that the suit was empty, but more so when Naruto restored Al. "Sister, he is mean." "Sorry, Al, you won't have to fight him again," Naruto reassured Al. "But you still have to fight." "I am beginning to not like you, sis," Al stated, but sighed when Naruto pouted. "I go next." Itachi stepped up but then asked Naruto, "The steel armor has some impressive taijutsu, mind if I copy it to practice later?" "Ask Al, Weasel-kun." "It is up to him," Naruto answered Itachi. "I don't mind," the armor answered and Itachi bowed and activated his red eyes. They then engaged in a taijutsu and Itachi was have a hard time beating him. Itachi then got away and used an earth style. Valley of spikes and multiple spikes stopped Al, while Itachi defeated him with a sword. Then came Mikao and she quickly defeat Al with a well-timed earth jutsu and her swords. The Hokage bent over Naruto to ask, "What do you think?" "Honestly, they are too stiff. Ibiki is not a field man and the Anbu captains need to stay with their teams. They are very talented, but I don't think they will work unless it is temporary." The Hokage nodded in agreement. Next was the Hokage's son, Asuma's fight. Asuma used a wind jutsu and his knives to cut Al, but Al managed to tie with Asuma into jutsu by knocking him down. Then was Jackmahake who defeated Al quickly with his swordplay, but had a coughing fit afterwards that Abashi had to heal. Next was Inferno who lost because his Inferno bloodline jutsu just superheated Al's armor and caused much pain for Inferno when Al punched or kicked with superheated armor. Next is a match that Naruto had been looking forward to. Anko and her snakes. Anko defeated Al with her snakes holding him down and biting place a male should not be bitten in. "I think I found my first pick, old man," Naruto stated with a smile as she fixed Al again. "Good pick kid, she is a tough one. Also being sexy doesn't hurt either," Ed stated to Naruto. "Perv," Naruto quietly commented. "Sis, are you really thinking of putting her on the team?" "She scares me," Al asked with a stammer. "Don't worry Al. She is only scary to those she has first met. She is really a soft with a lot of emotional damage," Naruto told Al and Al bowed his head in shame as he got to the next match. First, it was with Raven and she showed she was deadly with her two sticks that with chakra turned into two purple chakra blades and cut up Al. Then was Wolf Dreamer's turn and he proved to be very powerful in controlling wind and earth to beat up Al, but luckily not too bad. Then came Shiki, he tied because his clan jutsus like Shadow Jutsus was useless and had no control of the empty suit. Shiki was disappointed and hoped to do better next time. The next match with Al fighting against Hana who, at first, was polite with a bow before she attacked. She and her three dogs uses quadruple man beast ultimate taijutsu. Fang over Fang to defeat Al and tore him to pieces. Hana apologized multiple times to Al as Naruto rebuilt Al. "Hey old man, I think I found my team," Naruto told the Hokage. "Good, but let's have the last match just to be sure." Naruto agreed with the Hokage. "Do I have to fight her sis?" Al indicated to Kurenai. "She seems so." Naruto stopped Al. "Please, just one more match. You do not want to hurt her feeling of going so far and not getting looked at," Naruto pleaded. "Okay, but just so I won't hurt her feelings," Ed stated as Kurenai got up to fight. Kurenai went up and tried to use demonic illusion. Floor binding death, but it did not affect Al as he made a punch to Kurenai and she evaded with surprise. "What happened?" Naruto asked the Hokage. "Looks like Kurenai tried to use Shinjutsu but failed due to anything to Al, as he is not an organic being," the Hokage answered. The match was over with Kurenai being defeated and she had broken hand. Ibashi was treating it. "Next time, I suggest enforcing it with chakra and it won't break your hand." Kurenai was a little embarrassed. "Sis, tell her I am sorry," Al told Naruto who was embarrassed at Al. "You're a big softy Al," Ed stated, but Al had a comeback. "Yeah, and I am still taller than you." Ed got angry and destroyed Al quicker than anyone else did. Naruto, being worried, cancelled Al's armor. "Bring him back, he'll pay for calling me a tiny plushie." Ibashi calmed Ed down with a rub on the belly. "Okay, these two shinobi are picked for the team. Hana Inyazuka and Anko Mitarashi. Please step forward," the Hokage announced. There was much murmuring until Naruto stepped up to explain. If you are wondering why I picked these two even though you are all very strong, well I'll tell you why I didn't pick the others. Ibiki, you are very strong, but you are not a field man. Itachi and Ikao, you are leaders and in a team. Your talents as leaders would be wasted for a year. Asuma, you are too lazy for my taste and Jackm, you being sick could be a problem down the road. Inferno and Kurenai, you are too inflexible and could not change to a situation of Al fighting. Finally, the clan heads, I do not want to be your excuse to miss council meetings. The group looked proud yet sheepish at Naruto's explanation and they all planned to train more to fix their problems. The two Anbu captains looked at Naruto and told her they could train her whenever she wished. Everyone left except an excited Anko and Hana. However Hana was skeptical, so she had to ask Naruto, why us? Honestly, I could not have picked better partners for down the road. You are both loyal and team players. Anko and I are fellow outcasts and you are an Inyazuka who does not seem to judge by what the idiots say. You both have a brains, you both get the job done and don't mind getting dirty. So you like us because we are smart and get the job done. Naruto nodded her head to Anko. What about our looks? Anko showed off with her hands on her breasts. Naruto had a mental breakdown while Hana scolded Anko, she's 6 years old. I know I just could not resist. But I bet she'll have a body in 8 years, Anko stated much to Hana's embarrassment. I am only into guys, Anko, Hana stated. And I am bi, so for me, it doesn't matter, Anko stated while Hana blushed. And I have your attention now, the Hokage stated to get everyone's attention. Now that the team is together, I am going to tell you what is going to happen. First off, congratulations Hana Inyazuka and Anko Mitarashi, you two will be promoted to Junin, and all three will be given Senin traveling rights. Anko and Hana could not believe the Senin traveling rights or they are being promoted. You'll be training together with Naruto and helping her out on things she can't figure out on her own. Which is not much actually, so do not worry about teaching. During that time, you three will be doing internal C-rank missions, which will be mostly integrations and guard duty. Then when the year is up, you three will be taking missions depending on Naruto's level. Of course, you do have to do missions. Any questions? Yeah, we only answered to you right. Anko asked. Yep, we don't have to worry about the council, Naruto answered for the Hokage. What will our job entail? Hana asked. You mostly doing missions authorized by me and will probably be mostly investigation, the Hokage answered Hana. Where will our base be? Anko asked. Naruto has offered her sanctuary as a base of operations. It is out of the way from civilians but still within Konoha. Any more questions? The Hokage asked. No Hokage-sama, Ed, Anko, Hana and Naruto answered at the same time. Then get to training, as I accept great thing from you, Team Alchemy, the Hokage stated as he left the room. Beta reader. Trickster's imagination. Looks like a wind jutsu went through here thought certain medium-sized blonde-haired 15-year-old girl wearing black clothing with red and orange stripes. She also had a fox with blonde hair and red stripes on her shoulders. The building that this girl was in was an old inn that looked demolished from the inside. The girl was collecting some black samples off the floor while Anko came up to the girl with an old man. This is the owner of the inn, Naruto. Anko indicated to the innkeeper before whispering a threat to the innkeeper, now you tell her everything you told me. Anko has changed a lot since she had joined the team. With the removal of the curse mark given by her sensei thanks to Naruto's sealing and alchemy, Anko began to be more open to people but still keep her sadistic tendency. She also began to expand and grow in her ninja career and strength. Well, you see there were two gigantic men starting a fight with this black-haired girl with a pig. The woman was good with senbon needles and poison, but everything she did to them just bounced off. The girl was captured by these men, the innkeeper stammered while Naruto finished collecting her sample. Great, our targets are now in a kidnap situation. Naruto looked the innkeeper in the eye. What did these two men look like besides being gigantic? They looked like they were brothers, had brown hair and looked completely stupid, the innkeeper answered Naruto. The Bash brothers? Naruto asked Anko. What the hell? The Bash brother is supposed to be in an Iwa prison. In addition, they are supposed to be afraid of our main targets. Why would they try to kidnap the girl and have her wrath upon them? Anko asked. I think I know why, but I need Hana to confirm it, Naruto stated as she left with Anko following. Hey, what about my inn? The innkeeper yelled. The fox on Naruto's shoulder looked at him and yelled in a masculine voice, file insurance like everyone else. Ed. Behave, Naruto told the fox while the innkeeper paled and thought, no more drinking in the evening, I am seeing things. The brown-haired woman, Hana, was upon a path with her 3 dogs sniffing and checking the destroyed trail when Naruto and Anko came up to her. Naru, Anko and Ed, looks like 2 unknowns, and our targets went up this trail. This trail is obviously made for our main target to follow into a trap. So, have you identified our 2 unknowns? "Oh yes, I have identified them as the Bash brothers." Naruto then pulled out her samples. "And if this is what I think this is, then they are going to be a pain to take down." Hana got a whiff of the sample and stated, "Yep, it is the new drug, Sin." "Great, if they are on that stuff, even Tsunade won't take them down easily," Anko whined. "What should we do, kid?" Ed asked Naruto. "We can wait for reinforcements, but we may lose our targets to the trap. I think we should go on. What do you guys think?" Naruto asked. "Go on," the three answered Naruto. "Alright, off we go," Naruto told the group as they went up the trail. The group made it up to an old windmill where they heard some fighting happening. They arrived to see a blonde-haired busty woman with a blue diamond on her head fighting against the Bash brothers. Meanwhile, a black-haired girl and a pig were suspended in a cage. Naruto clapped her hands to send two rock fists into the brothers' stomachs to stop them for a moment. The woman then jumped back to Naruto's group. "Thank you for your assistance," the woman thanked Naruto. "No problem. Are you Lady Tsunade Senju?" Naruto asked the woman. "Yes, I am." Tsunade stammered when she saw the hidden leaf symbol on the girl's arm. "We were sent to bring you back to Konoha for protection from Orochimaru," Hana told Tsunade, who narrowed her eyes. "I should have known that snake bastard was trying to capture me and Shizune," Tsunade cursed. There was a loud boom and the brothers were back for some more. They did not even look winded. "Great, they're stoned out of their minds with sin," Anko pointed out. "That explains why I had a hard time beating them," Tsunade commented to herself. "But who organized them?" Hana asked the group. "Yeah, even without being stoned, they're dimmer than a bunch of rocks," Anko explained. "Someone is leading them," Naruto stated the obvious. "Correct." The group looked up to see Mizuki sneering down upon them. If it isn't the demon whore with her fellow dog and snake horse. Came to collect a slug whore too. "Mizuki, what are you doing out of prison? Did we not lock you up for killing your teammates? Don't tell me you were tired of us not kicking your butt," Naruto asked. "I killed the shrink who was examining me and ran to the borders where I met my lord Orochimaru and these two fellows." Mizuki pointed to the Bash brothers. "Now, of course, I get to not only bring Tsunade to Orochimaru, but you, who have been a thorn in my lord's side for quite a while. I'll handle Mizuki, you two get Shizune down and take down Dumb and Dumber," Naruto ordered the group while she went up and punched Mizuki out of the windmill. Meanwhile, the others prepared for battle. "Who's Dumb and Dumber?" one of the brothers named Fjin asked. "I don't know, but we need to fight the pretties like Mizuki said, or we won't get food for the munchies," the other brother Raijin commented. "Okay, here we come, pretties." The bothers charged the group while the girls evaded. "Take this, you ugly idiots." Hana yelled as she and her dogs used fang over fang, while Anko got Shizune. Anko was able to get Shizune down, but the rest of the plan did not go so well. Hana hit them, but bounced off while they just stumbled in pain. Hana was taking care of bruised hands while the dogs were wobbly for a moment. "Damn, I nearly broke my hands. I recommend not trying to hit them at close quarters. Then we will hit them long distance. Lady Tsunade, take your apprentice out of here while Hana's partners protect you. This place is going down," Anko told Tsunade. "Right." Tsunade ran out with her apprentice Shizune and the four dogs following behind. "Good. You know what to do," Anko told Hana. Anko then threw a kunai with an exploding tag, while both Anko and Hana powered up their jutsus. They both released fire style Fire Dragon Jutsu on the brothers while they made their escape. The intense heat combined with paper bomb created by Naruto increased the already huge size of the explosion and destroyed the windmill. Anko and Hana were now standing next to an amazed Lady Tsunade. "That should do it," Hana said with a smirk. "Think again." Tsunade pointed to the rubble and the Bash brothers were up with a little singed skin. Anko summed it all up. "Fuck." Meanwhile, Mizuki was fighting with Naruto at full scale. "Damn, this whore is tough." Then an explosion was heard and he saw the windmill blow. "Your whores seem to have problems with the Bash brothers." "Well, I think I need to finish this fight to help them, don't you?" Naruto told Mizuki. Naruto then used both hands at once to create several solid shadow clones jutsu in one wind style. Wind clone jutsu. The wind clone charged Mizuki and purposely gotten hit so it would explode in a gust of wind to shred Mizuki, while the shadow clones got behind Mizuki to throw him up in the air. Naruto then used alchemy to create a metal bat and jumped up to Mizuki. "Batter up." Naruto then hit Mizuki in the ribs and heard a crack before Mizuki went flying. Mizuki landed in a tree's branches and laid there with his arms and legs bent in an impossible fashion. Naruto got up to say, and the crowd goes wild. Naruto's response was a clap from Ed. "That's it." Naruto complained. "Don't you have two idiots to fight?" Ed told Naruto as she remembered and rushed to her team's position. Meanwhile, the others were having a rough time fighting the brothers until Naruto got in front of Raijin. Playing through. Naruto yelled as she swung her bat into Raijin's head and destroyed the bat while giving Raijin a bloody nose. Jin helped Raijin stay up while Naruto looked at what remained of her bat and back to them. Damn, they are rock-headed. Where is Mizuki? Hana asked. Naru made him one with the tree, Ed answered Hana while they looked at the mango Mizuki. If they were not endangered, Anko would be laughing at the sight. Well brat, what are you going to do? Tsunade asked Naruto. Naruto gave a confusing answer, let the floodgates go. Naruto then walked up to the two Bash brothers to give them a warning, this is your last chance. Give up now or be defeated quite painfully. Naruto's answer was their big stupid grins. Alright, don't say I didn't warn you. Naruto then brought her hands down and concentrated below her. You know that under your feet is an underground sealed cave filled with water. And as we speak, I am building up the pressure at one point. There was a light rumble in the background. Right under your feet. As soon as Naruto's explanation was finished, Naruto used alchemy to weaken the ground while keeping the water pressurized. With the weakened ground and the water pressurized at one point, a huge gush of water shot upwards and sent the two brothers high into the air. The brothers then went head first into the ground and their heads were buried up to the neck, effectively knocking them out. Naruto was panting due to the amount of concentration it required. Naruto's three partners were celebrating the Bash brothers' defeat and Tsunade was shocked to the core, especially after Naruto summoned an army of armor suits to get the Bash brothers out of the ground. Break. 3 hours later, the Hidden Leaf Sanbu arrived to see the Bash brothers in a huge cage and Mizuki tied up with chains. Around the cages were Anko, Hana, a surprised Tsunade, and in a awake and equally shocked Shizune and her pig. On top of the Bash brothers' cage was Naruto with Ed on her shoulder. Naruto then jumped down in front of the Anbu, hey, Anikgao. I believe you lost something. The purple hair Anbu smiled under her cat mask. Hey Naruto. Thanks for catching the little rat. I see you caught 2 huge ones as well. Yeah, we did. Now you two are going to be good, right? Naruto stressed the right to prove her point to the two detoxified Bash brothers. Yep, we will be good, the Bash brothers stammered together. Be careful with Mizuki. We don't want him to die before we can interrogate him about his cooperation with Orochimaru, Naruto stated, to which the Anbu nodded their heads before taking the prisoners away. Naruto then walked up to Tsunade, who thanked Naruto's team, thanks for your help, brat. Now, if you'd excuse me, we'll be on our way. Hold it. Naruto quickly stopped Tsunade and Shizune. We are under orders to bring you back to Konoha. You dare stop me? Tsunade asked with a threatening voice, forgetting the fact Naruto had just taken down 2 opponents she had a hard time keeping up with. We needed you home so we can better protect you, Hana explained. We don't need your protection, Tsunade snarled and Shizune got worried. Yeah right, Anko snorted. What do you call tonight? Tsunade was about to comment, but Naruto stopped her. Old hag shut up and listened. You were very lucky that the snake Orochi-chan sent what seemed to be his lowest officers out tonight to capture. Once Orochi-chan hears that his team failed, he will send someone stronger after you and will possibly try to kill you. Anko can contest to that. Anko nodded her head yes. Can you live with yourself knowing that you are endangering one of your last precious people over a fear of the dead? Shizune gasped while Tsunade narrowed her eyes dangerously. Girl, that's low. Maybe, but if I have to go low to put some sense in your head, then so be it. Naruto then crossed her arms to await Tsunade's answer. Tsunade was considering her options. Tsunade began to weaken when she realized that they were lucky that the Bash brothers did not kill Shizune. She then finally came to an answer when she looked into Naruto's eyes. In Naruto's eyes was the same determination like her brother Dan and her lover Nawaki. Okay, we will go back to Konoha. The 3 women smiled. Glad you made the right choice. So who are you guys anyway? Shizune asked. We are Team Alchemy. I am Anko, the interrogation and explosive expert on the team. Next to me is Hana Inuzuka the Taijutsu and medic on the team. The second smallest member is Naruto Uzumaki Elric, who is the official leader of the group and all-around expert while a master on alchemy and seals. Of course, the smallest of us is the little fox, Ed. You are calling little, you snake-face cow. Ed snapped. You, of course, Anko laughed while running away from Ed. Tsunade, Shizune and the Anbu watched Anko run away from the talking fox and Naruto being calmed down by Hana. They continued to watch as Anko tripped and fell while Ed jumped her and she yelled, get off. And no, not there. No one except Naruto and Hana could believe that this team took down the Bash brothers and convinced Tsunade to come home. Tsunade was thinking during this, how did I get talked into this? Break. Naruto was in the Hokage's office giving her report and discussing. I see that the mission was a complete success, the Hokage commented to Naruto. Yep, the old hag agreed to return home and help Abashi with the medical programs, Naruto told the Hokage while braiding her hair. Well, this is definitely going to increase your reputation, the Hokage stated the obvious. Naruto's team had the highest success rate of all the teams while taking the most dangerous and politically important missions. One such mission is keeping Snow Country's Princess Koyuki Kazuhana and her father Sumsetsu Kazuhana on the throne while killing Daten Kazuhana. Koyuki often expressed her wish for Naruto to be a guest at her first movie this summer. Another mission that was the successful negotiation in Kumo, which led to the release of his Ashihika's body and formed a true alliance between the Hidden Leaf and Hidden Cloud forces. However, their most famous mission happened 5 years ago, as Team Alchemy protected certain individuals from the Uchiha clan, while Itachi killed the rest before being, quote, driven away by Team Alchemy. There were 40 Uchiha survivors, and all but 2 were women or very young children. Yeah, I guess, Naruto had replied. However, I am concerned about Mizuki and his partners being under Orochimaru. It is frightening that he may have had a hand in this new drug sent to control his forces and even small countries. He could still be very dangerous despite the fact that we kicked him out of Rice Country. Especially since that we found evidence he has a grasp on alchemy. The Hokage sighed as he was worried about what would happen if his student learned alchemy. Well, it will take a couple of weeks to break Mizuki and get a report since we want him partly healthy before executing him for treason. In the meantime, I have an important mission for you. What is this mission? You usually give a week or 2 break before the next one, Naruto asked. Naruto, I want you to become a sensei to a genin squad, the Hokage stated while giving a huge folder to Naruto. What? Are you serious? Naruto asked before reading the file. She then yelled, you're kidding me? Break. Meanwhile, Anko, Ed, and Hana were enjoying a favorite pastime as they waited for Naruto's report. Eating dango and ramen at Ichiraku Ramen Bar. They were enjoying their food when Naruto walked up, slumped. Hey old man, give me the specialty. The jolly old man named Tucci said, no problem, as he and a brown-haired woman named Ayam cooked. So Naruto, what happened? Ed asked while Anko ate another. We got a new mission, Naruto stated. So soon? Hana asked this time. The Hokage wants us to be a sensei to a genin team, Naruto answered Hana while she received her special ramen and shake dinner. You're kidding? Anko asked. Oh, but that's not all. He wants us to be a sensei to a certain brat. Naruto handed Anko, Ed, and Hana the folder. After Hana and Anko read the file, they were angry. They want us to be a sensei to a mentally unstable fucking Uchiha. Anko yelled. Why does Sarutobi want us to take Sasuke? Hana asked as calmly as possible. Mostly, he wants us to take care of Sasuke Uchiha and keep him out of Kakashi and the council's hands, Naruto told Hana while petting Ed. Naruto then said, I take it no one wants Sasuke as a student. Yep, Hana answered. Damn straight, Anko stated. I think it would be stupid to take that emo, Ed said, agreeing with the girls. Okay then, but we still need to pick up a genin team. The Hokage was insistent on us to taking a team. And, quite frankly, I've always wanted to pick up some students. Well, my brother is out, he is dumber than a rock, Hana stated. Also, Kurenai said she wished to take in this girl, Hinata Hikta, but wouldn't mind if we took her, Anko told the group. The bad Konohamaru, Mogi, Yuden, and the daughter of Wolf Dreamer, Fox Spirit, just started in the academy. They'd make great students, Ed said with everyone agreeing with him. Naruto finished her meal and began to walk away when Hana yelled out, hey Naruto. Where are you going? I am going to check out at the academy, Naruto answered Hana while she moved, followed by Hana, Anko and Ed. Break. Naruto's group was watching the kids playing in the back of the academy. It was just after the students had completed their test and now is relaxing. As they played, Naruto was focusing on a few individuals. One group of people that caught her eye was 3 individuals who already had fabulous teamwork. This group had a green-eyed purple-haired girl who wore black robes named Revan Roth and her twin sister with purple eyes, brown hair and white robes named Bastila Roth. Another member of that group was a boy with white hair with black stripes, tan skin, black eyes with white slits, and brownish-green cloak named Nightwolf, son of Wolf Dreamer. Another group was 2 friends, one being a lazy brown-haired boy whose hair is tied into a pineapple named Shikamaru and another large short-haired boy named Chimjai. Trying to order them around was a blonde-haired girl that wore a purple dress named Ino. All 6 knew who Naruto was through their parents and were friends of her admirers. The ones who really caught her eyes were a boy named Shino Aburam and 2 girls named Tukiko Uchiha and Hinata Hikta. The first to catch her interest was Shino Aburam, a black-haired boy with a thick coat and glasses. Shino was off in the corner practicing his black bugs to form many different shape and forms, proving his intelligence and creativity. Tukiko Uchiha was a black-haired girl who was reading a scroll and writing notes down in a notebook. It would be nothing special, except that the scroll had many different hard-fire jutsus, and the notebook was filled with many effective battle stargazes for those techniques that she had obviously mastered. The final one was a shy blue-haired girl named Hinata Hikta. Naruto could tell that Hinata was a girl who was particularly prepared to commit suicide, as someone important is trying to destroy confidence. Yet, she had so much potential because she never gave up on life and obviously skilled despite appearing to be self-trained. Naruto began to smile when a Chunin with brown hair and a scar across his nose yelled at them, "Hey, you three, come down from there." Naruto recognized him as the Chunin who had tested her fairly. "Hey Iruka, long time no see." "Naruto, Anko, Hana-chan, is that you? What are you guys doing here?" Iruka asked while Hana blushed at her boyfriend. "We're here to check out our future students, Iruka-kun," Hana answered Iruka. "Before we're going to be teachers." Iruka stammered. "I know, it's shocking, isn't it?" Anko commented before the group left to the streets and left a pale Iruka behind. "Well, Naruto found some students," Ed pointed out the smile on her face. "Yes I have," Naruto had answered. "Well, now that that's taken care of, let's party. We have to celebrate us becoming a senseis and my brother graduating today." Hana yelled to the world. "I'm amazed your brother was smart enough to pass. Yet, he's still dumb enough to not realize that when a girl says no, she means no," Ed commented while Naruto smirked. "I am going to hurt him if he hits on me or little Naruto again tonight," Anko commented while ticking Naruto off. "This is going to be some party," Naruto added her 2 cents when she calmed down. Break. It has been a week since the party where Kiba was pinned to the wall by the Anko for Kiba hitting on her and Naruto. In addition, Naruto had drunk herself to a stupor and found herself in Anko's and wild brown-haired woman named Tsume's arms, much to her embarrassment. Hana could not stop ranting at Anko and Tsume for being a cradle robber since they were hitting on a 15-year-old girl. She quieted down when Tsume hinted that Naruto was still a virgin mostly. Now, Naruto and her group were at the Hokage's office with a bunch of Chunin to discuss team placement. Naruto was at the front of the line since she was the highest rank and had first pick. "So Naruto, what has your team decided?" The Hokage. "Team Alchemy decided to not pick Sasuke Uchiha," Naruto answered the Hokage and caused a few murmuring. "However, I do wish to take 3 under my apprenticeship to possibly teach alchemy since these individuals have the intelligence, creativity and a strong will of fire." Naruto's statement caused complete chaos. It was no secret that alchemy was an art that others could learn, just not at the level that Naruto can do to her bloodline. So, many sought Naruto out to be taught this new power, but she always turned them down because they were not intelligent enough, not creative enough, too old, weak-willed, or just didn't like them. In addition, many people, particularly on the council and Dansm, tried to copy her art in alchemy, but none had succeeded for Naruto, and the Hokage are tight-lipped about it. Therefore, the fact Naruto wanted 3 apprentices to learn alchemy surprised even the Hokage. Once the Hokage got out of his stupor, he asked Naruto, "Who are these 3 apprentices?" "Shino Aburam, Tokiko Uchiha, and Hinata Hika," Naruto listed and caused more shock to everyone but Anko and Hana. One Chunin in the background named Kurenai was smiling. Even though she was sad that she would not be Hinata's sensei, she knew Hinata was safe and she could rub it into her father's face, Hiashi, because Hinata would be taught something he could not be taught. Not to mention Naruto's alchemy had been used to defeat him in 2 moves. Chunins like Inferno, Asuma, Prior, and Hate were happy while others were jealous. One who was angry was Kakashi. He wanted both Uchihas on his team to push them together, but Naruto took that opportunity away by taking Tokiko and kicking Sasuke out. That made him pissed. He also was angry she refused to teach alchemy to him or Sasuke. All this combined made Kakashi glare at Naruto to the point that even the most stoic person would take offense. "Have a problem, Haddock?" Naruto asked Kakashi with a snarl while her teammates got around in defensive pattern. All the Chunin backed away from the dead man that was Kakashi. "Yes, I have a problem. I have a problem that you can pick students anytime you want and first pick 2. You should be students like the Uchiha, yet you can come in here and dictate their future without other Chunin's consent. Jealous? Only the Hokage outranks me and he is wise enough to know that letting me decide whom I teach is smart. Also, I don't teach idiots and Sasuke is an idiot despite what half the academy teachers say who steal from others to give to the prick." Naruto then gave a huge frown. "Don't think I forgot you tried to break in my apartment." Of course, Naruto used the apartment as a decoy since she stayed there only on weekends while she lives in her sewer home that Team Alchemy called the Swamp. "The council needs to know the resources it has," Kakashi stammered. "So your loyalty is to bureaucrat advisors and not the Hokage, our military leader, and the clans?" Naruto asked dangerously enough to make Kakashi's pants wet. "Naruto, that is enough. You have already punished Kakashi personally by hanging him over the woman's side of the bathhouse like pinata, blindfolded, gagged and put the words pervert on him. So calm down, others have to pick their teams," the Hokage commanded Naruto, who nodded but never left her eyes from Kakashi. "Asshole," Anko silently called Kakashi while Hana and Ed agreeing. After team selection was done, the Hokage called them over. "Alright, I am going to allow teams to participate on your missions after 2 weeks of shaping up your genin." Naruto and the group nodded their heads before leaving. Break. It was 11 that day in class with had a few noteworthy people. One was a little emo named Sasuke Uchiha, who had pale skin and black hair shaped like a duck's ass. Next to him fighting for a seat next to the emo was a pink-haired fangirl named Sakura, who was screeching to the high heavens, and a purple-haired girl with an attitude problem named Ami. On the side was a pale-skinned boy in black tights named Sai, who was sitting alone drawing since he had been homeschooled until the last week of the academy. Everything was chaos until Iruka walked in and quieted everyone down. Once everything was quiet, Iruka gave a speech. "Alright, class, today is that you graduate to become genin, and I am so proud of you. However, before I call teams, I want to stress to you the importance that everything you have done in this class means nothing out there. You are now the bottom of the barrel with a clean slate and you need to work hard to become something great. Therefore, train hard, stay alive, and you may become something great. Now please listen to the team assignments." Skipping Team 1 to Team 5, Iruka began calling the teams who were most likely to pass the second test. Team 6 under Inferno Prior is Nightwolf, son of Wolf Dreamer, Bastila Roth, and Revan Roth. Team 6 actually smiled since they were friends. Team 7 under Kakashi Haddock is Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and Sai. Iruka looked up to see Sasuke sneering, Sakura cheering, and Sai continue to draw. Team 8 under Kuranaiki will be a support team with Kiba and Yuzuka and Ami Rika. Kiba thought this was the second worst day of his life because he was being teamed with a depressed fangirl, the worst day being Anko pinning him to the wall for hitting on her and Naruto. Team 10 under Asuma Saratobi is Ino Yamanaka, Chimjai Akimichi and Shikamaru Nara. Iruka looked up to see Ino was disappointed with her team while Chimjai and Shikamaru were happy to be on each other's team. Finally, the most surprising is an apprentice team for Team Alchemy, led by Naruto Uzumaki Elric. Everyone quieted down to hear Iruka because everyone knew the famous Team Alchemy and people wondered who the lucky devils were. The team includes Shino Aburam. Shino raised an eyebrow. Tukiko Uchiha. Tukiko looked bored on the outside, but in the inside, she was dancing at the fact her way from Sasuke, and finally, Hinata Hikta. Hinata was shocked tremendously that the Naruto would pick her as an apprentice, while Tukiko was actually dancing, for her friend was on the team. The room was in complete chaos with people asking why them and not us or Sasuke. In particular, Sasuke was being vocal. "Why isn't both Elite Uchiha on the team?" "Because I don't deal with noisy stupid brats," a voice stated. The entire class looked to the door to see Naruto with Ed walk in, followed by Anko and Hana. "I am Naruto Uzumaki Elric, here to pick up my team." The entire class except Team 10, Team 6 and Kiba were shocked to find out who exactly Naruto was. "You can't be Naruto, your age," Sakura complained. "Yeah, how could a little girl?" a student asked but never finished as Naruto grabbed him and threw him across the room and slammed him into the chalkboard hard. "Did you call me small, you insignificant maggot?" Naruto yelled while Hana shocked her head. Naruto then calmed down. "Sorry, I have problems with my height." Everyone quieted down as everyone seen the girl was the real deal. Sasuke, however, saw this as a challenge and believed since they were the same age, got up to say, "Fight me." "Not interested in a weakling," Naruto stated while jumping to the window. "Anyway, Team Alchemy, and that includes you genin, follow me." Naruto's team left by the window while the apprentices following reluctantly while Sasuke growled at Naruto escaping him. Break. Team Alchemy finally stopped at the place called the Forest of Death with the genin out of breath. "Well, looks like Anko will need to get you guys in shape." Anko smirked at Naruto's comment in the background. "Oh, right. Welcome to our training grounds for the next 2 weeks. My name is Naruto and I will be your main trainer and be assisted by Anko, Hana and my fox friend Ed." "Yo," the fox eluded, shocking the group before Naruto continued her explanation. "For the next 2 weeks, you will be training and sleeping with me. After your training is over, you will be assisting in C-S rank missions with us while training on the side. Any questions?" "Yeah, I have one." "Why us?" Tukiko asked. "Because you all have something that others lacked in entirety. Intelligence, creativity, and a strong will. And I want us all three for what I am about to teach you," Naruto explained. "I don't have any of those things," Hinata stammered. "Don't say that because you the most potential of them all, Hinata. You have a strong will to live despite others trying to bring you down. You have a high intelligence to understand things too complicated for others. And finally, you are very creative with your flowers." Hinata blushed while Tukiko was happy for her friend to have received such high approval for once in her life. "Now then, I want all of you to return home and tell your parents you will be living with me and training. It starts tonight at midnight here, the beginning your new life. Any of you who do not show up will be assigned to Team 8. Do I make myself clear?" Naruto asked and they all nodded their heads. "Good. See you tonight." Dismissed. As the group left, Hana asked Naruto, "You think they'll come?" Naruto smirked while Ed replied to Hana, "I think they will come." Break. Shino walked home to his clan and began to tell his father, Shibi Aburam, that he was assigned to Team Alchemy and everything Naruto had told him. Shibi nodded to say, "Alright, son. You may pack up and leave. I have great expectations for you." "Thanks, father," Shino thanked his father. Break. Meanwhile, Tukiko was giving the same explanation to her aunt Mikoto, Sasuke's mom and clan head of the Uchiha. Mikoto smiled at Tukiko. "I have no problem of leaving to training with Team Alchemy. They did save many innocents that night. Please come visit me. It is lonely here with a dark sun." "I will, Aunt Mikoto," Tukiko replied before she got packing. Break. Hinata returned to the Haika estate and the branch members escorted Hinata to her father's office. Her father, Hiashi, then asked in a harsh voice, "Whose team is you on and who your sensei is?" "My teammates are Shino Aburam and Tukiko Uchiha. My senseis are Team Alchemy under Naruto Uzumaki Elric," Hinata stammered and Hiashi broke his pen. "Did you say Team Alchemy?" Hiashi asked. Hinata then began to explain nervously about Naruto making the team her apprentices and the training Hinata will receive. All the while, Hiashi took it in. He didn't believe Hinata at first, but after a while, he stated, "So Naruto wants to waste time with you. Fine, you can go. But when you return, I expect some progress." Hinata left the room almost about to cry, while Hiashi quietly said to himself, "Good luck, my daughter. I hope you return home strong to get rid of all our sins." Break. It was near midnight and Team Alchemy was waiting for their genin to show up. The first to show was Shino and he was packed to the brim. Next was Tukiko and she, too, was packed heavily. The group was now waiting for Hinata. When the clock struck midnight and Hinata did not show, Naruto gave another minute. However, when she did not show, Naruto got depressed and was about to leave when the group heard, "Hey, waiting for me." The group turned around to see Hinata running at them, panting. Tukiko was hugged Hinata glad she made it, for if it had been moment longer, she would have missed her chance. "Sorry I am late," Hinata stammered. "I got lost on the way here." "That is okay. Just don't make it a habit," Naruto told Hinata with a smile, which made Hinata blush. "Now come along, time to show you our new home." Naruto then directed the group through the sewers and eventually to the secret chamber, the one the team called the swamp. Naruto then smirked when she pulled the lever to reveal a nice room, which smelled clean and felt inviting. "Welcome to your home away from home. This room is not only where you sleep but also study room." "Study what?" Tukiko asked with Shino and Hinata wondering. "This." Naruto threw 3 books called Alchemy for Beginners. "In the mornings and afternoons, we will be working on physical exercises and jutsus with me, Anko, and Hana. In late afternoon and early evening, Ed and I will be teaching you my art alchemy, a very powerful tool. How strong will this training make us?" Shino asked. "By the time you brats are done, you will be Chunin level," Anko stated with Hana agreeing. "When do we begin?" Hinata stammered. "Tomorrow you will begin your new lives," Naruto answered Hinata. It has been a hard 2 weeks for the new genin team as they trained for their first mission under Team Alchemy. In addition, their senseis were taking care of each genin's problems. Hinata's insecurity, Tukiko's ego, and Shino's antisocial behavior. By the time they were done, they made the genin passable for Chunin, thanks to Naruto teaching them her shadow clones technique to use them to not only train mentally, but also help increase their chakra levels. Now, it was time for the Team Alchemy to get a new mission. "Alright, Team Alchemy, it is time to receive your first mission as genin." After interrogating Mizuki thoroughly, he revealed there is a lab that produces sin on the border of fire and wind country. Your mission is to gather up anyone at the site for interrogation as well as find any evidence at the scene. Understood, Naruto accepted the orders. "You will be taking Heiichakm as well as Katetsu Hagain and Izumo Kamizuki on this mission," the Hokage ordered, which made Team Alchemy genin cringed. "No, not those two, please someone else like Guy's team," Naruto pleaded. "Sorry Naruto, you have your orders," Hokage said with a sad tone of voice, but the glint in his eyes said otherwise. His thoughts were, "This will teach you not to give me headaches from the council." "Yes, sir." Naruto and the depressed genin left with the confused genin. Break. It did not take long for the genin to find out why Katetsu Hagain, a man with a bandana across his nose, and Izumo Kamizuki, a brown-haired man with hair covering over one his of eyes, caused dread for the Team Alchemy genin. Their playful antics were funny for the first hour, but after a while, it quickly got old and annoying. To make things worse was that they had to move slower due to Heiichi condition. "Hey Naru?" Katetsu asked. "We are not there yet," Naruto yelled. "That is not what I was going to ask," Katetsu protested. "Fine, what is it?" Naruto asked. "How did you get Tsume to sleep with you, oh wise mistress?" Katetsu asked, which Naruto responded with by using alchemy to have the tree branches to hold him in the air. In addition, Katetsu's comment made Hinata to blush, Tukiko to stutter, and Anko to grin. "You are an idiot," Izumo stated while getting a kunai to cut him down while the others ran ahead. "What, you were wondering the same thing too. Beside it must be hot to see the two make out," Kotetsu stated. "And you wonder why you can never get a date with Naru, but people like Inferno and Genma had one," Izumo commented. After the duo caught up, they found a base set up and 2 samurai guards were at the entrance. "Anko, take them out, nice and quiet like," Naruto ordered as Anko flung 2 senbons with some sleeping poisons at the guards. The guards were hit and then flopped to the ground. The teams went into the building to find a few scientists, and one hidden rain-in that was collecting backup files was destroying the place. The fight was quick and decisive, with the genin and Tuchkinin going in to take the scientists down like a well-oiled machine. The 4 Jinin and Fox attacked the hidden rain genin. The green-haired genin, realizing that he was outmatched, ran like a bat of hell, but not before Anko sent a kunai into his leg. However, he escaped through a secret passage that shut on itself, and by the time the genin opened the entrance, he was long gone. "Forget about him, we have the all evidence here along with the regular files," Naruto ordered. "Anko, Hana and Hade, you go secure and interrogate the prisoners while I teach the genin the forensic part of the job. Izumo and Kotetsu, just stay out of the way." Naruto then got down to business with Ed on her shoulders while she explained the job to the genin. "Now, even though our team deals with a lot of combat situations, that is not what our team mostly do. Actually, this team deals mostly in crime scene investigation and occasional espionage. We just also happen to take down the criminals as well. That's what usually gets reported on the news, along with our odd missions outside our domain, like kicking Orochimaru out of Rice Country and the diplomacy of Lightning Country." The group was taking in everything Naruto explained. Now the first thing to know about investigations is to look for anything out of place, even if it appears to be insignificant. Now what is the first thing that sticks out about this lab? The genin look around to see that the lab was also like a dungeons with cages that had apparently held poor test subjects since there was bloods and scratch marks on it. Another thing that was off about the lab, besides having extra equipment, it had many different chemicals in the room, some already mixed together in different chemicals except sin. Logically, this place is more than just a simple sin production lab. It is a testing lab, Shino summed up. Also, they were abandoning the place because the scientist was trying to destroy it and their lack of prisoners and victims, Tukiko also added. "Correct, but what this all mean?" Ed asked for Naruto. There was a silence until Hinata stuttered, "They knew we were coming." Naruto actual smiled, "Boom, but how did they know?" "It is apparent that someone linked with the news in Konoha either informed them or Orochimaru did," Shino stated. "Wait, someone in Konoha betrayed us," Tukiko stated with shock. "Doesn't sound too shocking. We have a lot of traitors like Mizuki go to Orochimaru. So it is not that far-fetched that some remain to spy," Naruto stated. "Do you believe we can find the identity of the spy?" Shino asked. "Doubtful, but we may get lucky on finding out Orochimaru's location if he gave the orders to leave this place," Naruto stated as she got everyone to put gloves on and take some pictures of the lab, dungeons, and files. Naruto then moseyed over to the mixed chemicals and Ed looked at the girls to ask, "Pop quiz, what could they be making that is so important that they risk being captured if not killed?" Naruto pulled out a piece of chalk and looked at Hinata. "Hinata, I want you to perform a chemicals breakdown on these chemicals." Hinata nervously took the chalk and began to draw a transmutation circle that was designed to tell the molecular formula. The formula appeared above one of the circle to read C3H5N309 and another read C3H6N606. "Good job Hinata," Naruto congratulated Hinata before taking a close look at the chemical formula. "Nitroglycerin and RDX, looks like they were making explosives," Naruto commented. "So this place is not only a sin and a testing plant but a weapon plant as well?" Tukiko asked to herself. "What now Naru?" Shino asked. "Let us check out the files." Naruto stopped to see Kotetsu and Izumo playing hot potato with a kunai that had an exploding tag on it. "Put that away." Naruto yelled at the duo, but Izumo threw the explosive tag far over Kotetsu's head and landed on some chemicals. Meanwhile, Hana, Anko and Hade were trying to revive at least one of the now deceased prisoners until she stammered, "Oh man, Naru is going to chew us out for letting these guys commit suicide." "How were we supposed to know that these scientists had false teeth to commit suicide?" Anko commented. "Yeah, but Naru is going to be kicking our asses unless someone does something even more stupid," Hana stated until they heard an explosive. "What was that?" Hade asked as Anko and Hana ran off to the room. They came upon the room to find Izumo and Kotetsu flattened on the wall, while Naruto was in a dome with her students and Ed. Naruto then deconstructed the dome to run to the filing cabinet while the genin were shaking. The files were destroyed since they were near the chemicals that exploded. Naruto then crunched what was left to dust while she walked to the two crowing in a corner. "You fucking morons." Naruto yelled as she proceeded to beat the two Chunin into a pulp while Hana and Anko thanked God and the genin learned some new curse words. After Naruto finished beating the two Chunin to a pulp, she calmed down and looked at Anko. Please tell me that you found something. Sorry Naruto, the men all committed suicide by using their false tooth, Anko answered. Naruto twitched and was about to chew her teammates out when Ed called out, "Hey Naru, guess what I have found?" The group wandered over to the secret entrance to find a bloody trail. They ran out to see if Hana could follow a trail. "Yeah, I can follow him. He is going that way," Hana had pointed out. "That's deep into Wind Country and towards Suna," Anko commented. Naruto then got to thinking and then got a smirk which made Tukiko groaned, "We are going through the desert, aren't we Naru-sensei?" "Yep," Naruto answered before turning to Hayate. "I needed you to go to the Hokage and informed him that we are taking a little detour." "Roger," Hayate stated, "you two will be doing guard duty for a while." Hayate indicated to Izumo and Katetsu. "No," the two shouted in stereo. "Either that or teach at the academy," Naruto stated. "We will take guard duty," the two answered and ran off with Hayate. "Is it that bad to teach students like us Naru-sensei?" Tukiko asked. "You have no idea," Naruto teased as Team Alchemy ran to Suna. Break. It was 3 hours later to find that they arrived to Suna and that the trail goes past the gates. However, they could not continue on the trail because the two guards at the entrance stopped them. "Listen, we are here to track a criminal that have a hand in the distribution of the sin drug. I have papers that allow me into your village. So can you let us pass? You leaf nins think you can order us around." The guard was about to strike at Naruto until a man with half of his face cover and red marking on his right side stopped them. "What do you think you are doing?" "They were denying us passage to your village to capture a criminal," Anko answered the man. "Is this true?" the man asked the guards. "Baki, she was making a clam saying she is the leader to Team Alchemy." The guard then paled as Naruto showed papers that read Naruto Uzumaki Elric the Fullmetal Fox Alchemist and beside it was a picture of Naruto. Tukiko looked at Baki to say they did not even look at the paper to see that Naru-sensei is above Junin and have Sennin traveling rights to anywhere but Earth and Water Country and their allies. Baki glared at the guards. "I will talk to you two later. Now explain why Team Alchemy is here." "We are here to track down a Junin that has some files that detail the production and distribution of sin under Orochimaru." The Sand Nins twitch at the name. "I see, are you sure that Ibaki stopped talking when Naruto pointed to a blood trail to Suna?" Hana got a whiff of the blood. "Yep, this is our Junin idiot that we traveled all the way through the desert to find." "What did he look like?" Baki sighed. "He is a dumb green-haired rain nin," Anko replied. Baki looked at the guards to ask, "Anyone come in that match this description?" "We just arrived on duty sir. Naruto-sama was the first person we saw. The ones that we relieved are now updating the logs in the tower." "Well, I guess it is a good thing I was heading to the tower." "Follow me," Baki commanded while Team Alchemy followed. As they walked, they observed the odd behavior of the village. However, they stopped to see the Junin they were after engaging a red-head boy. "You think you can stop me, Aoi Rakashima, wielder of the Raijin no Ken?" Aoi yelled as he pulled his lightning blade out, but he was soon captured by sand. "Ara stop," Baki commanded. "He will prove my existences," the redhead stated as he prepared to kill him. "No, I will not die." Aoi screamed. Ara however did not finish off Aoi because Naruto used her alchemy to slam him out of the sand. Unfortunately, the amount of thrust was too great for Aoi and he died due to rupture heart and spinal fractures. "That is enough," Naruto stated which pissed off Gaara. "You will not deny my existence." Gaara sent his sand against Naruto, but she used her alchemy to turn everything in a 1 kilometer radius into rock, cutting Gaara off from his sand. Naruto then appeared right in front of Gaara as he tumbled to the ground. Ed on her shoulder looked into Gaara's eyes. "Hello Alice, long time, no see." "Alice?" Naruto asked. "Alice was one of my lab assistants that became the one-tailed Shukaku sealed within this kid," Ed answered, and Naruto got wide-eye. Naruto then performed a seal analyzer jutsu to analyze Gaara's seal. Her team and Sand Nin surrounded her to see what she was doing. Finally, Naruto finished her scan with a scold. "Who is the idiot that designed this unstable seal?" Break. It was evening the next day, and Naruto was preparing an encrypted letter to the Hokage. "The Hokage-sama. It has been a day since our mission been a success, but things are wrong here in Suna. Leaf Nins are treated like we are an enemy rather than ally. In addition, they have an insane Jinchuriki that their Kazukiage refused to allow me or any other ninja to fix it. As though he wants Gaara to be bloodthirsty monster, so the Kazukiage has a reason to kill him or more likely, use it against us." Anko and Tukiko quickly pick up at bars that they are planning something and it is not in Leaf's favor. "Therefore, I decided to remain here, fix Gaara's seal and investigate the area. I am telling you in advance in case we are arrested." That all I have except Aoi, the files, and the legendary Raijin no Ken sealed within this letter. Wish us luck Saratobi. As of right now, my genin and teammates are collecting the supplies needed to fix Gaara's seal. Wish us luck. Naruto Uzumaki Elric. Naruto then put the letter, the files, Aoi head and the deactivated sword into a seal that was on a summon wolf. The wolf accepted the scroll and dispersed to the Hokage's office. Naruto then got up to see her genin coming from collecting a jar full of sand, a teddy bear that resembles a raccoon, blood, and flexible metal turned into a skeletal structure by her students. Good job, I see your alchemy manipulation is getting better. Who made this? Hinata, Shino answered stoically. Good job Hinata, Naruto praised, which made Hinata blushed. Sensei, how can you perform alchemy without chalk? Tukiko asked. Part of the reason is my bloodline, which allows me to perform alchemy by just clapping or pure thought. However, some abilities like my flame abilities are done by seals drawn on my body and clothing. So if we got those gloves, I could cause explosions by a snap of a finger, Tukiko asked with glee. Maybe but not the others, Naruto replied. Hinata got depressed, thinking she was too weak until Shino asked Naruto to explain. Ed was the one to answer, while Naruto pulled out a book on advanced alchemy with pictures of each alchemy sign. Well during my time, alchemists were all over and were recruited from talented individuals to family techniques that Naruto or I could never perform. One such family technique is Mustang's gloves. Another is Armstrong's techniques of turning any material into a speeding bullet. A third is an alchemist that died in the Isabel War with the ability to vaporize or turn water to ice with drawn symbols. Then there were Lyra's ability to use a necklace with a spinning center to create wind and water to attack people at high speeds and create a defense that even the Heike's heavenly spin could not match. Not sure if it passed down the blood or just how their brains are wired. But I can't do them and Naru could do Mustang's ability due to circumstances. The genin were deep in thought about what their abilities could be when Anko ran into the room with a blessed necklace. I hope you're happy Brad. Those priests couldn't keep their hand to themselves. I am sorry, but Hana is getting Gaara and I didn't want to be groped. I will send Shino to the next one we visited. I sure some priestess will be happy to see a hot man, Naruto teased and Shino sorted of blush. Anko laughed but said seductively, nah, how about a massage when we get home? Anko smirked as Naruto blushed. It was then that Hana came walking in with Gaara and a girl with green eyes, blonde hair tied into many knots and a very developed body. Hello Gaara long time no see. And who are you young maiden? Naruto asked the blonde. I am Gaara's sister Temari and I am here to make sure nothing bad happens to my brother, Temari stated bluntly with Gaara looking both surprised and almost happy. Happy that someone wants to help him and she cares for him. Well, besides the pain of the demon being separated into a different body. He should feel no pain and can sleep, Naruto replied. I should know since Ed was the nine-tailed demon sealed inside of me. Naruto's statement shocked Temari and Gaara. I can live with pain if it gives me a normal life, Gaara told Naruto before moving into the circle Naruto made. Well as normal as a ninja life can be, Naruto stated as she got everything ready. Naruto looked at the others. I need you guys to leave and stop anyone else from entering this room. If the seal is interrupted, Gaara could die. Temari was shocked for a moment before she threatens, you better hope my brother survives. Okay mother hen, now shoo, Naruto told Temari as the group left the room. Naruto then told Gaara, here comes the pain, before activating the array. Gaara began to scream. Break. On the outside, the others heard Gaara screamed and Temari almost ran in until me cannot stop her while stuttering, Naru-sensei said if the seal is interrupted. Gaara could die. Temari reluctantly backed down, but not before she noticed her father, the Kazekage covered completely in robes, Baki and his two guards walk up. She silently cursed for she suspected why he is here. What is going on? The Kazekage demanded. They are here to fix Gaara's seal, Temari stammered. How dare you disobey me and let some foreigner mess with my weapon, the Kazekage hissed like a snake. Anko got suspicious and she sniffed the air to smell snake muss. She then looked into the Kazekage eyes to see that they were yellow snake-like eyes. Anko snarled before charging the Kazekage and ripped his veil and some of his face off. Everyone was shocked and scared. What are you doing? Hana demanded. However, Tukiko saw something was missing. Where is the blood? Sure enough, there was not a drop of blood on the floor or clothing. The group looked up to see it was a snake-like man with pale skin. Anko grinned. Hello Orochimaru, Anko said with a sadistic smirk. Anko? I should have known you would sniff me out, Orochimaru snarled while his two guards revealed to be 4 ninjas. Where is Kazekage-sama? Baki demanded before jumping away. Pool wouldn't work with me to destroy Hidden Leaf due to the alliance with Hidden Cloud. Also, I needed a new village since the last one kicked me out. So I decided to move in, Orochimaru stated before her got his sword out. Of course, now that you know. I needed to kill you all including little Naru-chan in that room. The Sound 4 then went to engage the Genin. While the Genin were busy, the Genin got in front of Orochimaru to stop him. Tamari and Tukiko attacked Orochimaru to distract him, while Hinata got on the ground to draw an alchemist array with a penny and a ring, while Shino got out a pair of gloves to draw Armstrong's ability. Both for some unknown reason knew it'd work, and they needed something more to stop Orochimaru. Meanwhile Tamari and Tukiko did a good job of holding Orochimaru off by combining fire and wind jutsus. Eventually, Orochimaru finally got past their firewall and slammed them to the wall. You are lucky I promised to kill little Naru-chan first, and I have needs for you little Ichiha. Orochimaru then moved up to Hinata unopposed and loomed over her to ask, ready to die girl? Hinata just shook her head while she activated the array to spin the objects onto and create a wind barrier to slam Orochimaru into the wall. On the opposite side of the corner, Shino used the gloves to send a chunk of it flying into Orochimaru. It injured Orochimaru by hitting a place no man wished. Orochimaru was down for a minute. Long enough for Naruto open the door and surprised to see a windshield. Hinata deactivated the array and said very quickly, Orochimaru is here and he tried to kill us all but me and Shino stopped him while you fixed Gaara. Naruto catching all that looked for Orochimaru to see him leaning over in pain. Naruto then narrowed her eyes before turning her right arm into a sword and her left nails grew into long blades. Naruto then charged Orochimaru at full speed. Orochimaru saw this coming, evaded and fought back with his sword Kusanagi. He began to worry since his sword did not damage Naruto's weapons. When Naruto actually cut across his chest, Orochimaru moved away and ordered, retreat. The Sound 4 and Orochimaru disappeared. It was then that Gaara got out of the room to say, I am going to sleep. Gaara then fell on the floor asleep, which almost gave Baki a heart attack until he heard a masculine screams, get off me Alice. Followed by giggling, I knew you come back to me, oh Ed baby. Everyone looked to the door to see Ed crawling away from a raccoon dog named Alice clinging to him. Naruto could not help but laugh, while Baki had the what the fuck happened face. Break. It was the next days when Gaara was awake after his 12 hours sleep. Tamari was sitting next to him, Alice in his lap, and the other genin beside him. While Anko, Hana, Baki, and Naruto with Ed on her shoulder. Ed was looked to see Alice wink at him, and Ed shudder. Well, you will be happy to hear that I am now the new Kazekage, Baki told Naruto. That good, now all that left is when I'll talk to the Hokage and our daimyo to hopefully scare your daimyo and to keep your village economically afloat, Naruto replied. That makes me even happier that the Hidden Sand forces decided to scrap the mission Orochimaru planned and now wanted in our bingo book, Baki stated. I am also happy that Gaara is able to be asleep. Hopefully your village will be kinder to him unlike his brothers who ran to the hills and screamed when Gaara slept, Naruto told Baki, who wished that Gaara's brother wasn't his student. Well, I think it is time for us to leave, Naruto stated as she stated to get up. It was nice to meet you, Baki shook Naruto's hand before Team Alchemy walked out while Baki talked to two of his three genin. Near the gates Team Alchemy was preparing to leave when Tamari got up to them and gave Naruto a bear hug while Gaara walked up behind. Alice was on his shoulder waving at a shivering Ed who jumped on a shocked Hana. Tukiko saw this and was about to yell at Tamari, but Hinata beat to punch. Get off of her. Tukiko never thought Hinata's voice could be louder this angry. Tamari got a smirked and looked at Hinata like, I am taking your sensei home for some fun which infuriated Hinata even further. Gaara however came up to thank Naruto while blushing and controlling Alice, thank you Naruto for giving me a life. No problem. Are you going to the Chunin exams? Naruto asked. That is what Baki wanted to talk to us about. We will be going there with gifts to prove Suna is interested in peace. Gaara told Naruto. I am glad, see you at the Chunin exams, Naruto smiled at the two sand nins while Alice winked at Ed. Naruto was about to leave until Tamari yelled, wait. Tamari then got in front of Naruto to say, to remember me by Naru-chan and a gift Gaara wished to give you. Tamari then gave an affectionate hug Naruto and a kiss on the cheeks. If Hana, Anko and Shino were not holding Hinata and Tukiko, Tamari would be dead. Tamari stopped and walked away swinging her hips while Gaara raised his eyebrow. Anko along with an angry Tukiko dragged Naruto away with an ultra-shy Hinata and weirded out Hana and Shino. Eventually, Naruto regained her senses enough to stop the team to talk to them. Yesterday, you genin proved that you were valuable members of this team. If it was not for you three and Tamari, I would probably be dead with my concentration on Gaara. So, to show you my gratitude, I have gifts that I built for you three. Naruto then pulled out to give gloves like Naruto's to Tukiko. Also Shino got replicated Armstrong's gauntlets and finally a necklace like Lyra to Hinata. The necklace Naruto herself put on Hinata who was blushing for parse and motherly affection. I am glad you three are my students and when we return, I will be teaching you three how to control your abilities. Tukiko was yelling happily while Hinata nearly fainted and Shino smiled. That was until Naruto asked, "What is this?" Naruto then pulled out a black bra that was a size too big for her, but fit a girl like Temari perfectly. Then Hinata began stuttering, Hana, Anko and Shino backed away, and Tukiko charged at Naruto and started their attacks. Ed in the background was laughing like a maniac. It has been 2 weeks since Naruto's team returned and learned to control their abilities. Now, Naruto, Hana, Tukiko, Shino and Anko was spying on a secret training between one Hinata Haika and Hinata's mean long-haired mini-me, Hanabi Haika. Hiashi set the match up. Alright, it is time to see what you have learned under Naruto's apprenticeship. Begin. Hanabi charged at Hinata, but Hinata skillfully evaded Hanabi's strikes repeatedly. This was getting Hanabi tired and angry, while Hinata remembered what Naruto told her last week about being nervous on fighting her sister Hanabi. Do not be afraid to hurt your sister. Because in practice, she can be healed up and get stronger because of the pain and humility. However, you let her defeat you again and again in practice, then she will be overconfident in the field and when she loses, you better hope they kill her because the alternative is worse. Hinata took those words into herself and counter-attack hard, forcing her sister back despite her gentle fist style being too rigid. Hanabi getting frustrated and was about to do an advance, 8 trigram 64 palms, but Hinata countered with her alchemy to create the perfect wind defense and knocked Hanabi away. Hinata then sent the wind flying to Hanabi to send her into the wall. Hinata then struck Hanabi to disable her much to everyone's shocked and Hanabi's anger. Winner, Hinata, Hiashi stated with a hint of pride, but hid it. Looks like she is worthy of being a member of the main house. An elder however disagreed, Hiashi, this girl is weak. She could not beat her sister with a gentle fist. She had to use an outsider technique. I believe Kyagu that an ability that can defeat your most prized techniques is more important than how good she is at an archaic style like the gentle fist. Naruto stated while she and her group got out of hiding. Besides, she did something I couldn't do and I damn proud of her unlike you guys. How did you get in here? Kyagu. Your security sucks, Anko had answer for Naruto. Besides, you think we would miss Hinata big day. Clan laws be damned, Tukiko stated. And we wanted to make sure you don't commit another murder, Hana emphasized murder, while the Haika elders flinched. There was no murder 2 years ago, despite your best efforts to prove that servant boy and my stupid daughter died because of the seal, Kyagu stated with a bit of sadness. Yeah, then explain to me what happened to their seals. Naruto question made everyone quiet. Then Hiashi ended the conversation, I believe we are done talking about the past. Let us enjoy the refreshments laid out for us. The elders and Hiashi with Hanabi in his arms walked to the table. Meanwhile Team Alchemy stayed behind with the genin asking questions. Hinata, do you know what they were talking about? Tukiko asked. I am not sure, I've been kept out of the loop since I was considered weak, Hinata stammered. Senseis? Shino questioned. Hey Anko, Hana, can you tell them? I hate to be reminded of a failed mission, Naruto told Anko and Hana before leaving with Ed. It started 2 years ago, a year after Naruto developed a seal to remove the cage bird seal and the Haika clan rejected it. There was a brutal murder at the Haika clan where 2 branch members killed each other and our initial findings suggested the seal was used. However, unlike the usually painted cause, the bastard activated the berserker part of the seal that made the branch members kill each other, Anko started to explain. The 2 branch members were Kibu, a peaceful activist that made cases to remove the birdcage seal, and his lover Kahu, Kyagu's daughter. Hana added which shocked the group. Why was Kyagu's daughter given the seal? Tukiko asked. She was considered weak like me but unlike my father. He had put the seal in hoping to kill her, Hinata answered with a stutter. Haika females don't get the seal unless they are considered to be extremely weak. Mainly due to the fact that a female brain is wired differently and the seal kills 1 out of 3 girls, Hana explained. She was one of the few that did survive, Hinata stuttered. It saddened me because she was nice, unlike Hai-ai her twin sister. Also, since I was a main branch and she belonged to Hai-ai and Kyagu, I couldn't see her as often. Anyway, we needed the bodies to show that the seal was responsible, but the Haikas wouldn't let us collect them for autopsy, saying that they don't want their bloodline secrets revealed. Therefore, Naru made a challenge to Hiashi. If she won, the bodies would be turned over to us, but if Hiashi won, she must agree to be a private tutor to all main branch Haika children. Hana told the group. Hiashi thought it was going to be easy to beat a 13-year-old. It was his overconfidence that led to his humiliating defeat, Anko added bitterly. Well anyway, the Haika clan gave us the bodies eventually, but after the seal was destroyed and we lost all chance to convict Kyagu, Hana told the group. Wouldn't logic suggest that since they removed the seal, that the Haikas are responsible? Shino asked. They said that during burial, they removed the seal which is true. And since it is a common practice, we could not charge them for the crime. So the files were put in storage and the Haikas ruled it as a seal malfunction. Hana quoted with her fingers seal malfunction. Because of this, Naruto is very emotional about the case, as it is one of the few that she never solved it. Anko stated and the genin looked down. The party continued until midnight and the group parted ways. Break. In a bar past midnight was Kaigu drinking himself to a stupor. He was talking to a young Haika with wide eyes and black hair. I tell you boy, your cousin should have been put into the branch family long ago. However, your uncle took mercy on her and made her a ninja. Then when I think I could remove that weak girl, that demon bitch Naruto took an interest in her and made her something that could be considered strong, and now the other elders are thinking of making her the heiress again. But I will have the last laugh, and I will make damn sure that bitch will not make clan head. Just you wait boy. The Kaigu then got up and left the boy there as he was stumbling down the streets. He did not make it far until he heard someone and turned around. Oh, it is you. What are you doing here? He got no reply from the stranger. What are you doing? No, don't. The assailant hit Kaigu in the chest and he fell to the ground and caught out blood. The assailant left the area as Kaigu died on the cold ground alone. Break. At 6 a.m., Naruto got a call from her phone, which she grudgingly answered. Hello. Naru, it is me Anko. We need you down at 44th Street, Anbu found a corpse. It is Kaigu Haika. Naruto immediately got up and said, I am on my way. Naruto then quickly got dressed, pick up her genin and Ed. They made it to the scene to find Anko and Hana there. Naruto then asked, what do you got? Anko was the first to reply. He was found this morning at 5 a.m. by a passing Anbu squad. Time of death? Naruto asked. Around 3 to 4 hours, Hana stated. Cause of death? Rupture heart, I am not for sure how, but there is a red mark over his chest. I think you know what it means, Hana pointed out. Hinata looked and knew what it was. It's a gentle fist strike, Hinata stammered. Wait, he was killed by another Haika. Tukiko asked. That would explain his face. The look of shock and betrayal, Shino stated. So the joy of a loving family killed him, Ed replied sarcastically. Break. The Hokage was at his office with Naruto, feeling then years older than he actually is. So from your preliminary findings, it was a Haika that killed Kaigu. Yep, Naruto simply replied. This is what I need, more headaches. Do you have suspect list? The Hokage asked and the group pulled out a long list. We have all the Haika branch members since he likes to use the seal, a lot. Most of the elders who want to rise in position. Most of the liberal activists who wanted to remove the seal since Kaigu is one of the few people that stop any movement to remove the seal. And finally, most ninjas wouldn't mind seeing him dead. Well, besides the non-Haikas, you name 3/4 of the Haika clan. I hate my life, Sarutobi said, sobbing his eyes out because of the paperwork it would cause. We need permission to investigate the clan house to lower the number of suspects, Naruto stated as if it was a matter of fact. I give you the warrants, the Hokage then filled out of the sheets. Where is the rest of your team? Anko with a few Anbu is at the bar interrogating the bartender about Kaigu and if anyone talked to him before his death. Hana is performing an autopsy on Kaigu with the genin observing. You know, to break them in. Here are the warrants. Naru-chan, please do me a favor and do not harass the Haikas. I rather keep their bitching to a minimum so I have less paperwork. No promises, Naruto stated while she left with the Hokage slowly crying at the mess this case will cause, not to mention the paperwork. Break. Meanwhile, Hana was beginning to cut into Kaigu with a cutting tool. She was explaining to Sikin Genin what she is looking for. Hana then opened the chest up to remove the rupture heart and talked to the video camera. Subject was killed by a precise gentle fist strike to the heart. Hana then turned to Hinata. At what level do you think the user had to be to cause this damage? Hinata nervously looked with Tukiko helped her to keep her from fainting. I say my level. Just above standard branch house member level but not a master level like most adult Haikas. So that rules most of the Haikas out in both the main house and branch house, Tukiko stated. Well, for the branch. The only one skilled enough is my cousin Niji, while in the main house is most of the students, Hinata stammered while Hana analyzed his blood levels. He has a back of 9% alcohol in his system. He was not much of a threat to his would-be assailant. Hello here. Hana looked at a piece of chest and pulled out a long nail. Looks like our killer broke a nail. Hana then looked at the group to ask, who wants to tell Naru everything I discovered? All three green genin raised their hands and Hana giggled. Hinata, since you already learned internal organs from your medical training at the hospital, I allow you to tell Naru. Hinata nodded and leave to find Naruto at the clan house, talking to a 13-year-old pretty Haika girl that was petting Ed. So, your father was ranting about Hinata being considered for the position of heiress again. Yep, the girl named Hai replied kindly. Father, thought it was too foolish to allow Hinata to be the heiress again. You are not against this, Naruto asked. No, Naruto-sama, Hai replied. I admired her for not giving up and hope she changed the clan for the better once she becomes clan head. It was then Naruto heard a knock on the door. Both turned around to see Hinata there, and I smiled at her. "Naru-sensei, we have the results of the autopsy." Hinata then explained everything Hana told her. Naruto looked at I and stated, "I see you recently cut your nails." "Yeah, I noticed they were getting too long," I told Naruto nervously while she gave Ed back. "Interesting, thanks for your time," Naruto thanked I before leaving. "Hinata, you said that I was the mean one?" Ed asked. "She seems nice." "Yes, she was mean, but it has been 2 to 3 years since I saw her though," Hinata stammered. "I am going out of a line, but I assume it was around when Kahu died?" Ed asked. "Yes, it was, but I do not understand why I changed so drastically. She always thought she was better than everyone else was, treated Kahu as if she was her personal slave, and did not care if she died. She was like her father." Naruto then complicated until she heard commotion outside. The two ran outside to see a black-hair Hika boy being restrained by two Anbu. Hiashi was in front yelling, "What is the meaning of this?" "Hiashi, your nephew Niji Hika, is charged with the murder of Kaigu Hika and conspiracy against Hinata Hika," one of the Anbu replied. Niji looked shocked and then when he saw Hinata, he yelled, "You did this? It was not enough that you got my uncle killed. You now unjustly accused me of murder. Why don't you die like the weakling you are?" The Anbu knocked Niji out and took them away, while Hinata stammered, "Niji Nai-san. He can't be the killer." Anko came up to explain about how they integrate the bartender, and he explained that the guy was talking of making sure Hinata never become heiress, and the boy he was talking to was Niji. Naruto then created a shadow clone. "You go to the archives and look for everything that has to deal with cage bird sealing. Let us see if we can put light on who is truly guilty." While the shadow clone ran to the archive, Naruto, Anko and Hinata left to the interrogation office. Break. Ibiki, as man with multiple scars, was beginning to interrogate Niji. "Niji Hika, care to explain why you were with Kaigu before his death?" "I don't know, I was just there and he said he had something important to discuss before it went blank," Niji stated. "So, you were not talking about killing Hinata?" Ibiki asked. "Why should I bother? She would get herself killed for being weak," Niji stated. "I see you have some broken nails," Ibiki pointed out. "Yeah, I always break my nails fighting or practicing with Team 9. Guy-sensei is a hard instructor." "Really? Well, that pretty good excuse. Well then, the nail broken off on Kaigu shouldn't match with your DNA then." Ibiki got up and left the room to leave Niji to sweat. Ibiki then walked up to Naruto to tell her he is telling the truth. He doesn't know about the conspiracy or who killed Kaigu. "Yes, I know," Naruto replied to the shocked group. "You knew?" Shino asked for the group. "Yes, Niji has no reason to kill anyone and even though he hates Hinata. He doesn't want her dead, just humiliate me," Hinata finished softly. "If it's the case, then why did he listening to Kaigu?" Tukiko asked. Naruto was quiet until she smiled as her clone finally dispersed. "I think I know why. Hinata, can you make a shadow clone?" Hinata nodded and made a shadow clone. Hinata then took the clone and told Hinata, "Sorry." Naruto then escorted the clone to be in front of Niji, which angered him greatly. Naruto then spoke up, "So you did not want to kill Hinata here?" "Why I would care for a weakling?" Niji asked. "Well, you must be angry because Hinata is now the heiress to your clan." After Naruto said those words, heiress Niji became a berserker and attacked Hinata with full force. When the clone fell down in puff, Niji also fell down at the same time. Naruto went to check him and yelled, "Hana, I need a medic." Hana ran with the genin, and she was busy keeping Niji alive. Anko looked at Naruto to ask, "What happened?" "As I suspected, Kaigu put a voice delay berserker seal on him," Naruto explained, "and the rest pick up. Logically, since Kaigu hates Hinata as the heiress, it activates when someone indicates that Hinata is the heiress or head of the clan," Shino stated. "Yeah, and it also appears to shut down his mind after he kills Hinata," Tukiko pointed out. "So Niji kills Kaigu when he finds out he has been manipulated," Anko stated with Tukiko agreeing. "That is not Niji Nai-san style, he would most likely report it to Hiashi so he could remove the command," Hinata stammered. "I know who the murderer is." Naruto then looked to Hana to ask, "Will Niji be alright and awake for tomorrow?" "Yes," Hana replied. "Boom, sound like tomorrow we find a killer," Ed stated for Naruto. "And solve a 2-year-old case," Naruto added. Break. In a room was filled with Hika elders, Team Alchemy, Hiashi, Hanabi, Niji and the Hokage with his 2 Anbu guards. "Greeting honored guest. It is time to solve 3 murders." "3, I thought only Kaigu died." An elder asked Naruto. "No, Kaigu died not only for the attempted death of Hinata, but also the hidden murders he commented 2 years ago." "What?" everyone asked. "However, let me begin our tale on the night of Kaigu's murder. Kaigu was planning to kill Hinata using Niji as tool. However, Kaigu never knew that our killer was following him. When our killer found out about the plan, in a fit of rage, our killer cornered Kaigu as he left the bar and killed him. Because Kaigu was planning to kill someone that our killer admired and Kaigu's secret that lasted 2 years. 2 years since Kaigu had Kibu killed for loving Kaigu heiress. Now everyone was quiet. You see, Kibu was a lover not with Kahu, but instead Hai. That is preposterous, a main house member can't fall for branch member. An elder yelled. No, you are lying, he never loved me, Hai stammered. I know he didn't, after all I said Hai. Not Kahu. Now everyone except Ed went wide-eyed. How did you know? Kahu asked with a stammered and put the elders further into shock. It was simple. You were not sad when your father had died because he had abused you for a long time if your verses are any indication. Hinata also pointed out your personality does not matched. You were too nice and respectful. Finally, it was Kaigu told us in sorrow and claimed his daughter died due to stupidity, not weakness. He didn't care for you until you became heiress once he removed the seal using a new technique I developed. How did you know he used the technique? Hiashi asked Naruto timidly. Because the scroll I made can tell me how many seals have been removed. Imagine my surprise to find it was used once. Naruto looked at the revealed Kahu, your sister used you to keep their relationship a secret, while Kibu used this relationship to convince Hai to remove the seal. Then one day your father found them making out and in a fit of rage, had Kibu kill Hai. Then he removed and destroyed yours and put it on Hai to keep it a secret. A secret that built up with all the pain until that night you killed Kaigu when you heard his plan to kill a person you admired. After the murder, you cut your nails and destroyed any trail pointed to you while leaving Niji's trail clear as day. Everyone watches Kahu began to lose it. He was bastard even after he removed the seal. He still likes to hurt me. The elders were shocked by Kahu's actions. He also was too embarrassed with me, so he kept me locked up. I wanted to be free along with the branch and I knew Hinata was our only chance. Hiashi never cared about the branch and Hanabi wouldn't remove the seal and removed Kaigu from power. So why didn't you just report it? Tukiko asked. I was too afraid. No one would believe me and I would have been killed. I knew I would die by his supporters' hands. So I left a trail pointing to Niji to be locked up or killed to save Hinata, Kahu stammered. You planned to kill Niji Nai-san. How could you? Hinata screamed. I'm sorry Hinata, but I had no choice. I'm sorry Hinata. Kahu then kept saying it repeatedly while the Anbu took her away. Well, I think she should charge with temporary insanity and sentenced to rehab to help with her abuse. The Hokage suggested. Agreed, Hiashi answered with a majority of elders because they felt sorry for her and disgusted what went under their noises. Everyone was leaving until Hinata walked up to Niji to say, I am sorry Niji-ni-san that you got involved. You're sorry, well if you weren't so weak maybe I wouldn't have gotten involved. Niji yelled which caused Hinata to leave and cry. Naruto looked at Niji and snarled, good job Niji. You just insulted the one of the few people that prevented your unjustly execution in this crime. Naruto and her team left to find Hinata while Niji received disappointed looks from Hiashi and a little from Hanabi. Hanabi would have given a darker glare if she did not concentrated on using all her willpower to stay in place instead of running after them. She hoped Team Alchemy help her sister since she realized she never could. Meanwhile Hinata finally stopped to sob when Naruto, Tukiko, Hana and Anko came up to show their support by hugging her while Shino stayed in the background and Ed rubbed against Hinata affectingly. Naruto was the one to break the silence to say, don't worry Hinata, we are here for you. Hinata cried in joy as she hugged Naruto back. Break. It was the next day that the group was up to prepare for some more training. Alright class, it is time for some training since we notice your Taijutsu needed to practice, except Tukiko. Ed stated. I will be teaching you some snake ninjutsu to go along with the intercept style, Anko stated as she dragged Tukiko away. Shino, I take you since my style work with grabbing and your gauntlets would work well with that. Hana pointed out while taken. Now as for you Hinata, the gentle style is the worst style for you to have. So what I am going to do is teach you two things. First is turning your chakra into blades and secondly teach my style you saw when I fought Orochimaru. Hinata was slapped jaw as Naruto began the lessons of fighting. Ed was in the background smiling because Naruto was proving to be a good teacher. Break. Meanwhile, Kakashi Haddock was reading a newspaper that reported another case solved by the great Naruto Uzumaki Elric. Nothing he has not seen already, but what truly got under his skin was the fact that Team Alchemy Genin was reported to have completed their second A rank mission after Suna. It infuriated him further to see that she was considered to have the best Genin team this year, followed by Inferno's while he, Kakashi Haddock is tied between Kurenai's support team and Asuma's team. He decided that tomorrow he request for several high-rank missions and prove his team is the best and watch Naruto get beaten in the ground while he laugh at her. In a distant village in Fire Country, two kids were running around having fun. They were playing a game of chase until they saw a flock of ravens and went to chase them off. However, when the ravens flew off, it revealed a corpse picked apart by the ravens and a knife was in its chest. Break. Hokage-sama, I know it has been asking for a week, but I am telling you I think my team is ready for a C-rank mission, Kakashi told the Hokage, who was annoyed at Kakashi for being 2 hours late. Really? And what makes you so sure? The Hokage asked with a hint of sarcasm. The fact that I have a prodigy team and others have been given C-rank missions, Kakashi answered the Hokage. Is that May, you can't just. The Hokage was interrupted by a beeping noise. The Hokage then pressed a button to ask, yes. Sir, Naruto is here, Raito stated over the intercom. Send her in. The Hokage then looked at Kakashi. Hold on for a moment. Naruto then walked in front of the Hokage, you summon me Lord Hokage. Yes, on a town near the border of Fire Country, a corpse of a wealth merchant named Anke was found with a knife stuck in his chest, the Hokage told Naruto, who raised an eyebrow. So, can't the locals figure out who done it? Naruto asked. Naru, the corpse was found with a flock of ravens taking it apart like a bunch of vultures. The council fears it is a sign that Itachi Uchiha had a hand in the man murder. Or at least someone with a raven contract, the Hokage told Naruto, while Sasuke narrowed his eyes. I doubt it is tied to Itachi, he would burn the corpses, not feed it to ravens. However, my team will investigate it since it may prove interesting. Naruto then got up and was about to leave, but Sasuke got in front of her. Can I help you, Genin? Take me with you. I need to kill my brother if he is there. Sasuke yelled at Naruto. Yeah, he need to kill his brother, Sakura blindly agreed with Sasuke. Get out of my way, Genin, Naruto told Sasuke with a bit of venom. I need to defeat him and I won't let some bitch too. Sasuke stopped at mid-rant because he was in between two long sharp nails from Naruto's left hand. Her nails had embedded itself into the wall behind him. Don't think you can demand a thing from me, Genin. You are no match against me. And as for your brother, when I fought him 5 years ago, I was little below his level. Since then, we both have gotten stronger, so if we do fight again it will be a coin toss on who would win. Therefore, what chance do you have if I can kill you in a second before you realize it? Besides, I don't want a mentally unstable Genin on a mission. Naruto then retracted her nails and left a petrified Sasuke behind while she went home to get her team. The Hokage then sighed. Kakashi, come back next week. By then your Genin will hopefully gain some common sense and I will give you a low C rank to test your Genin out. Break. It took a day for Team Alchemy to arrive to the scene and were greeted by the local sheriff. Hello Leaf Nins, I am Keaton, the sheriff of these parts. Hello, I am Naruto Uzumaki Eric and this is my team. We are here to investigate the murder of Anke, Naruto said while pointing to group behind her. I suppose you want to view the crime scene? Keaton asked. Yes, if you don't mind, Hana answered for Naruto. Good, follow me, Keaton to an area of the scene. I assume the body of Anke was moved to a facility? Hana asked. We don't have the facilities for a crime lab since the nearest outpost is half a click away and only have a complement of 80 soldiers and 20 samurai since we are no near any countries with a military force. So we took what is left of Anke's body to the hospital's morgue, Keaton. How much is missing? Hinata asked with a stutter. Half of it is missing, including the eyes, tongue and other parts, Keaton stated while looking at the report. How do you know that it was Anke? Hana asked Keaton. Because he is the only not accounted for in town. Hana, Shino, could you two find any remains? Mostly the big organs like heart, liver and eyes, Naruto ordered Hana and Shino to do. Hana got her 2 dogs out while Shino had her bug spread. While the pair was working on finding Anke remains, Tokiko asked the sheriff, anyone wanted Anke dead? Who doesn't? Keaton blurted out. He wasn't well like. Anko asked Keaton. Oh no, he always contributed to the town and has a strong investment in it. No, what I mean is the fact that many of the local businesses have a claim on his fortune since he has no heir or heiress. Greed is a very powerful thing, Ed told Naruto quietly. I think I found something, Naru-sensei. Shino brought the group up to a raven nest with an eye worked into the nest. Naruto swatted away the raven to retrieve the green eyes. I wonder how far are the body parts are spread. Anko commented to herself. Pretty far, I bet some of them are in neighboring countries, Tokiko stated. Why did the ravens take him apart? Hana whined. They take what they need and nothing more, Tokiko answered Hana. Makes sense, for the raven quoted, nevermore, Naruto stated to herself. Break. Naruto was in a mansion looking over the painting of Anke, a brash old man with brownish white hair. While Naruto was looking at the painting, Hinata was looking around and Anko was integrating the butler with Tukiko assisting. So, you say that Anke was a very private man. Yes madam, he rarely left his study unless it was business, the butler answered Anko. So, any enemies he created? Tukiko asked the butler. No madam. Anyone benefit from his death? Anko asked the butler. Yes, 3 merchants. John, Lee and Sue. John gets the majority of his profits. Tell me Mr. 2, was Anke ever happy? Naruto asked while pointing to the pictures. No mama. Did he seem like he was always homesick? Naruto asked too. Why yes. I never understood why though, the servant replied. While Naruto was thinking, Anko asked, anyone visit Anke before he disappeared? Why yes madam. Mr. 2 began to tell his story. A man came in full cloak told me that he was a representative of this organization that started with an A and was here to see Anke. I informed Master Anke and he seemed frantic and told me to let him in. As the man talked, I noticed Master Anke was afraid while the other man was cold and emotionless. He then left the study, but not before tearing a piece of his cloak. Then the master left that night in a frantic. Do you have a piece of this cloak? Anko asked. Yes I have it right here, Anke then held up a dark blue piece of cloth with a red cloud. Everyone was wide-eyed and Anko summed up what everyone thought, Itachi. Break. Could it really be Itachi-sama? Tukiko asked while the group was walking to the hospital to see what Hana and Shino had determined from autopsy. No, I really don't think so, Naruto answered Tukiko. How can you be so sure? Hinata asked with a little stutter. Naruto did not answer for they arrived to the hospital and Hana was waiting outside with Shino. Well. From what I can tell by the eyes pupils and what remains of his rupture arteries. I say this man died an hour before Raven started picking on him, Hana gave Naruto the lowdown. So, whoever did this couldn't just summon them, Ed stated. How could they get attracted? Well since it is their season, a person using a very specific frequency in their chakra plus or sound can attract ravens, Tukiko informed the group. Anyone with Chunin level chakra control or a recorder could do it. Anything else? Naruto asked. Yes, he was killed with pinpoint accuracy. Logic suggested it was a shinobi that killed them, Shino answered Naruto. You know there is a lot of evidence that points to Itachi, Anko commented. Weasel-kun would not risk his mission for this, Naruto offhand commented. Naruto then slapped herself on the head when she realized what she said. Mission? Weasel-kun. What is going on? Tukiko asked. Naruto was quiet for a moment before looking at each of her genin before looking on the genin. What I am about to tell you is top secret and if you tell anyone about this, then all parties in that conversations will be killed. Do you understand me? The genin nodded yes to Naruto. It started when I was little kid, before I joined Hidden Leaf's ranks and lost my arm. Itachi was one my Anbu protectors and did his job well unlike a certain one I pervert. During that time, he was also a spy. A spy? Tukiko asked Naruto. Yes a spy. Currently on the organization called the Akatsuki and formerly a spy on the Uchiha clan, Anko added before Naruto continue. You see, the Uchiha clan was planning to overthrow the council and the Hokage. Mostly due to mistrust by higher-ups in the council and their pride. Sending in a bunch of ninjas to quell the rebellion would mean civil war and possibly the civilians calling a blood hunt on the Uchiha. So to prevent the unnecessary deaths, Itachi would go in and kill the traitors while the survivors would stay protected. Does Auntie Mikoto know? Tukiko asked Naruto. Who do you think organized the safe zones? Ed answered for Naruto. Could it be possible Itachi was ordered to kill Anke as a message for this Akatsuki? Shino asked. I don't know. I need to get a message to the Hokage to find some things out. Naruto then used alchemy to create a familiar steel armor. Hello little sis, girls, Al greeted Naruto and her group and Naruto twitched. Hey Al, everyone but Naruto replied. Hey girls, need my help for some training sessions? Al asked the group. No Al, we need you to deliver a message, Ed answered Al. A message? Al then asked. Yes, I want you to check with the Hokage to see if Itachi had truly been in the area. Also to see if this cloth is belonging to the Akatsuki or if it is copy, Naruto told Al before disappearing in the ground and headed to Konoha. Do you think this is a fake? Hinata asked Naruto without a stutter, which made Naruto smile. I am not sure, but too many things don't add up and Itachi is not clumsy enough to tear a piece of cloth off and leaving it behind. It seems more and more like someone painted a picture to point at Itachi, Naruto commented. So, now we interrogate the merchants? Ed asked. Boom, Naruto stated before they headed to a small town. In front of them were the 3 well-dressed merchants they were looking for. The brown-haired man with green eyes was arguing with his 2 fellow merchants. I am sorry, but I need to get out of Dodge Lee. Think what you are doing John. You are leaving a village that depends on uncare revenues, a black-haired man named Lee explained to John. I don't care, I have only moved here 2 years ago and my only friend just died, John exclaimed. Sue, say something, Lee told the stoic black-haired man. Lee, we don't have a right to tell him what to do with his money since he inherits it, Sue explained. Hello, can we talk to you guys? Hana asked while interrupting the group of merchants. Yeah, what is it? John was about to rant but stopped in mid-sentence when he noticed the leaf headbands. Sorry, I didn't realize leaf nins arrived to our town. I assume you are here to investigate Unkei's murder under the dreadful hands of the Akatsuki. How do you know about the Akatsuki? Anko asked. We are a border town, every criminal from the lowest bandit to big criminal origination deal here for information and black market items, Sue explained. Do most merchants sell illegal goods? Anko asked the group. I would be lying if I said no. Lee answered for the group. A lot of people living in these broader towns depend on smuggled goods for their economy unless there is a major military base nearby. However, most merchants would not buy or sell anything completely illegal, so they get the town into major trouble. Lee stated. So, you think Ankei provoked the Akatsuki? Tukiko asked the group. I wouldn't know, but I am not all that surprised since he was responsible for crashing so many illegal activities in these parts and ignore some, Lee stated while looking at Sue. Sue twitched a little before telling the Leaf Nins, I need to return to my shop, and so does Lee. Good day Leaf Nins, Sue bowed before leaving with Lee. Allowing them to go, Anko then started to interrogate John. So John, you said you were close with Ankei. Yeah, he helped me settle in this village and helped me set up shop. Maybe it has to do for a fact that he was foreigner too. He came from the south, John explained to the group. Did he always seem homesick? Naruto asked. Yeah, he did, but he couldn't leave unless he wants to give up the majority of his fortune since it was heavily invested into the town due to his contracts, John admitted. But you can. Shino asked John with a monotone voice. I didn't sign the contract so I can do whatever I want with the money. Did he have an argument with anyone lately? Hana asked. John looked around before getting up close to tell Team Alchemy, well, just between the two of us. He had an argument with Tsu on getting some illegal merchandise that is taboo to this village. A merchandise that most countries outlawed and Fire Country has almost zero tolerance. What kind of merchandise? Anko asked John. Human merchandise. Break. It was late at night and the group was performing a stakeout while waiting for Tsu. Hinata was the first to speak up in a hushed stuttering voice, this doesn't feel right. What do you mean? Hana asked Hinata. I don't think Tsu killed John, Hinata stuttered the last part as if she was not sure John died. I agree, his eyes are just as green as Eugenin, but we must investigate regardless of our felling and see if he does deal in human trafficking, Anko admitted. Quiet, he coming out, Ed shushed the group as Tsu walked out. Tsu then walked out into the woods with the group following in the shadows, not leaving a trace. After a few minutes of walking, Tsu finally led them to a field where two shady men had in chains with 30 people, mostly children and women. I see you have brought them, Tsu said with an emotionless voice. Yes, 30 slaves like last month, most are from worker camps in Rock Country as promised, the slaver told Tsu. Here are 30,000 ryo. 1,000 ryo for each slave, Tsu handed the slavers the money and were proceeding to count when they heard a clap. Rock's walls form around the slaves to prevent their escape. Naruto and her team then come running out and the slavers screamed, run. Leaf Nins. However, they did not make a step before Anko and Hana subdue them. Tsu yelled, do you know what you have done? Yes, Tukiko said before decking Tsu. We are taking down some greedy slavers. Let us take them to interrogations, Naruto ordered the group. Break. In the interrogation room, Anko was trying to take apart Tsu, but he remained quiet while Tukiko informed what Anko got of Tsu associates. Apparently Tsu is a frequent buyer for the last 6 years and buying over 30 slaves a month. They don't know what happens to the slaves, but they think he trains them and send them somewhere else. What a scumbag, Hana stated, but Hinata disagree. But his eyes show someone sad, not with regret, Hinata stammered and Naruto without Ed on her shoulder silently agree. Yes, sad that he got caught, Tukiko assumed. Hello, Keaton interrupted the Nins while walking in with a brown-haired woman. This is Tao, Tsu's wife and she has some information to tell you. Tao walked up with fire in her eyes, you need to let Tsu go, he is not a bad man. He bought slaves, Tukiko told Tsu. Yes, he bought slaves like me to free them, Tao stammered and everyone was shocked. It started when he went on a business trip to Rock Country and he was taken to conduct business in a labor camp owned by a client and he met me. He offered to buy my freedom, but the client informed Tsu he only sells mass quantizes. Therefore, he bought me and 30 others, mostly children. He then freed us in Fire Country. He felt so good that he began his scheme of buying slave through his client in various countries. I stayed on and helped until eventually I fell in love with him and we got married. The rest is history. Naruto was quiet for a moment until she finally got up, went into the interrogation room, and told Anko that she will take over. Anko reluctantly got up and Naruto took her seat. "Tsu, why didn't you tell us about your scheme?" Tsu sighed and asked, "My wife told you?" Naruto nodded and Tsu continued, "Then you should know my life is over." "What do you mean?" "Our country is very strict in buying slaves, so the likelihood of me getting executed is high. Even it wasn't, I just lost my dream of being a hero." "I don't follow." Naruto was confused. "All my life I wanted to be a hero, not a big one, but someone who did some good in the world. I tried being a ninja, but could not use any form of chakra above civilian level. Then I tried to be a samurai or a soldier, but found out very quickly that I was not meant for combat. So I had to take up the family business and I hated it. Sitting back, let corrupt people getting rich, and not do a thing. That was until I saw my Angle Tao and finally became what I wanted, a hero that saved people from a life of servitude. But now it is over, once you report that you caught 2 slavers dealing with me. I will lose clients on both sides of the fence." Tsu finally broke down and Naruto comforted him as best as she could. Once Tsu collected himself for a moment Naruto to ask, "I take it Anke didn't agree with your hero business?" "No, he was concerned for the ramification the town would receive. Which is funny, he never cared for the town, just the money he collected." Break. "I feel sorry for Tsu, Naru-sensei," Hinata told Naruto with the rest agreeing. Then out of the corner, Ed ran up to them. "Al came back and gave this message to you girls." Ed then pulled out a scroll strapped on his and handed to Naruto. Naruto read it over and looked grin. "I take it as bad news?" Shino asked. "Yeah, none of the Akatsuki were anywhere near Fire Country. They were in Rain Country giving their report for a week. So we are back to square one?" Anko and Tukiko asked at the same time with a sigh. "Well, now is the time to think. We are obviously missing something," Naruto stated. "You know, let us take a break and do some sparring. I take the genin while Anko and Hana spar each other. No lethal techniques and you can't use your bug Shino." The group nodded and the genin got ready to fight. Naruto got into her stance and Tukiko charged at full speed and attack using the intercept style. Naruto began to block Tukiko while Shino follow up with his metal gauntlets while trying to punch or grab her. However, the two combined were not enough and Naruto kicked both away. While the two skidded away, Hinata got into the fray with her new style she learned from Naruto. However, unlike Naruto who used metal blades, she formed chakra blades and trying to cut Naruto's chakra coils to stop the flow of chakra. However, even that was not enough to scratch her so Hinata to use her alchemy to send Naruto away with her wind vortex. Shino got up to send a rock bullet through alchemy at his sensei and Naruto used her alchemy to create a strong rock wall to stop the bullet. However, that was all a distraction to use fire style. Fireball jutsu to send the fireball against the rock wall. Then to give it more power, Tukiko used alchemy by snapping her fingers to create a massive explosion, which made the genin wide-eye. "You think you were a bit overboard?" Shino asked Tukiko how was shocked and worried she may have accidentally killed her sensei. However, that was not case when Naruto revealed to be alright with a wind style. Wind shield jutsu protected her. Tukiko then tried to use her alchemy, but Naruto countered by using her flame alchemy to disperse Tukiko's alchemy. The genin though collectively shit when Naruto snapped her fingers a second time and sent them flying with an explosion. By the time the smoke cleared, the genin laid spread out and defeated. Anko and Hana rushed to the field and asked, "What happened?" "Tukiko tried to get me with a combination of alchemy and fire jutsus, but proved unable to beat me," Naruto stated. Anko walked over to Tukiko to tell her, "You don't beat a master at her own game," before helping Tukiko up. Hana went to check on Shino while Naruto went to Hinata. Hinata was rubbing her eyes while Naruto stated, "Sorry about that but don't worry. Your eyes will be back to normal." Naruto stopped mid-sentence while Hinata blushed. Naruto then hit herself in her head repeatedly with her metal head. "I had been so stupid." Naruto then got up and started ordering everyone around. "Anko, I need you to collect Tao, Tsu, Lee, Keaton, Tu and John to the estate tomorrow morning. Hana, I need you take something very important from the body we found." Break. That morning the next day and Team Alchemy was in the study with everyone Anko collected there as well. "Good evening honored guest and now a time look upon the looking glass." This case started out interesting. From the start it has been one of accusation and dedicated to painting a picture that it was a criminal organization that killed Anke. "Didn't the Akatsuki kill Anke?" Lee asked Naruto. "No, let's just say our intel pointed them far away from Fire Country. However, we are losing topic." Then a picture was painted that Tsu killed Anke to hide his enterprise to free slaves. However, Tsu is no killer. Therefore, who would want Anke dead? Everyone in town including Lee wanted Ankei dead for his fortune and all free slaves would kill him to protect the operation. Also, any criminal organization here ruffled feathers with would want him dead. However, they are only suspects for the greatest deception. You see, Ankei wasn't the one killed that night, but someone else. What? The entire room stated. How do you know? John yelled at the group. Hana, hand me the eye, Hana did, and Naruto held up the green eye. This eye belongs to corpse found that night. We could not use it to identify who it is, but we could determine it came from the body. Now what color is the eye? Green, Anko stated. Now what are Ankei's eye colors in that painting? Naruto pointed to the painting. The group looked at the painting and realized they were wrong color. They're blue, Hinata stuttered. Correct, Naruto smirked. Why would Master Ankei fake his own death? Tu asked. You see, I suspect that Ankei, if that his real name, has been deceiving this town for a long time with such a skill that only a ninja could do. This ninja has been slowly accumulated vast fortune to use to either help or overthrow his former homeland. How do you know that? John asked. He comes from down south, which are unstable countries including the major country water country. Anywho, originally he was planning to just accumulate the money, but before he could, he was forced to sign contracts that prevented him from pulling his money unless he was dead and someone in his will could collect his money. So Ankei came up with a new plan that made him become friends with his victim and made a will that allows him to get most of his fortunes. That victim that was later lured into the forest, killed with pinpoint accuracy, and then attracted the ravens using a chakra pulse. Isn't that right, Mr. Ankei, or should I call you John? Before John could react, Hinata hit him in the back of the neck to cut his chakra and Anko used her snakes to restrain him. The transformation jutsu dispersed and John revealed to be Ankei. Hana got up to take Ankei away in a shock room while he screamed, damn you all to hell. Break. So Ankei faked his death to take the majority of his money away. Tsu asked Team Alchemy. That right, Ankei never existed. This fellow was your average no-name ninja from a poor miner village and was planning to accumulate vast sums to make his village rich, Anko answered Tsu questions. But what about Akatsuki man? Tu asked with Lee and Keaton waiting for an answer. I suspect that it was a clone or someone hired to wear the cloak and was instructed to tear a piece of intentional to point at the Akatsuki, Naruto answered Tu, Keaton and Lee left satisfied. What will happen to the money now? Tao asked for her husband. Well. Hana smiled. The money will be evenly distributed among all the companies in the area, including your enterprise of freeing slaves. What are you talking about? Tsu asked while raising an eyebrow. Didn't you hear? The slavers made a run for it last night and were killed with the records being destroyed, while the slaves that were freed didn't know their future owner, Naruto told Tsu, who was shocked, and Tao hugged Naruto. Thank you, Tao said to Naruto with excitement. I am glad, but it is not time for us to go. Take care, Naruto told Tao before leaving. Team Alchemy walked until Tukiko asked, I can't believe you lied about the whole slavers being killed. Yeah, about that, we weren't lying, Ed told the shocked Genin with voice that was dead serious. They did try to escape with an escape we devised for them and we killed them while destroying the records at the same time. Why? Hinata stammered. Naruto sighed, you have to understand that we as ninja do things that are evil and if we are lucky, it would be for the greater good. Besides, I would gladly sell my soul to devil for freedom. Naruto then speed up. You are lucky that we can refuse some of the more evil missions, Hana told the Genin before they all left back to Konoha. What if Naruto was Fox in Full Metal Alchemist? End here and thanks for watching my video till the end.